Minute now. All right, we're live, so you can talk now.
Yo, welcome to Team RaddTitan. We are going to go and do the collectors chat. So I'm all mic'd up and got all this weird all wires and all this shit everywhere now. So hopefully people like the sound. A lot of fucking aggravation to get it. So hopefully it's good.
Yeah, what we do, I mean, is I don't know whether George is too loud compared to mine, so I might have to mute him because I not mute him, but turn his level down a bit because it sounds like you can hear like every single breath. It sounds like he's having a fucking wank at the moment. So,
Well, you'd know.
yeah. I've had that in my ear. Yeah. So yeah, let us know what the sound's like, if it's clear, and yeah, if it's like if George jumps up really high and mine's there, and I can just turn his down a touch just to balance it out a bit. So let us know in the comments. Big shout out to everyone who's in the house. So Gabriel Ross, Chad Man, Collectible Kingdom, Francisco, Verico Norte, Mike Hilton, Gary Speed, Paul Gunderson, UK Statue Collector, Manuel Dunn, Richard Mayers, the Incredible Hulk, Reels.
Wow. Good to have him on.
Ed Dude Divine, Tyler Sherwood, who's in New York at this moment.
Nice.
On holiday. Spartan 187. Scroll through the collector. Archangel 0407. Martin Spice, the collector.
Spice of life. Spice of life.
Punisher XS. Vibe N2L. One just says Google user. Maybe you need to get an account there, buddy. Cody Spencer, Mike Clody, Dirty Alfred. It makes me laugh every fucking time. Dirty Alfred.
That would make you laugh.
Yeah, Glenn L, House of Gog, and then we've got this one here. So we've got Karyu Yanuma from France. I've discovered you both since a year now. I really like what you do around the statue collecting. Much strength and love to you guys. Sorry for butchering your name.
Thanks,
Richard
brother. That's a nice thing to hear.
Collector, Geo. In Europe, people drink water from glass bottles. Is that a thing over there? We just drink out of plastic bottles in the US.
Well, I mean,
it's got a filter. Yeah.
Well, it's also to do with the plastic sort of seeping into the water. So, you know, a lot of talk about, plastic sort of like degrading over time and seeping into your like water supply and shit like that. So, you really shouldn't have, if you turn your plastic bottle upside down, it should give you a number in the bottom in a little triangle, and that number basically, that number tells you how good the plastics are. So if it's a really high number, that's a good plastic, but you still shouldn't keep it for longer than a few months. If it's low, like if you buy an Evian bottle, or like Kirkland, if you buy like a Kirkland water bottle from like Costco, that's Costco brand, that's like a 1. So that sort of shit, man, you got to steer clear from all the chemicals and all the shit in the water. So over here, like we try and, in my house, we just try and stay with the glass because there's nothing wrong with glass.
Well, it's also because you've got the filter on your tap, so you just do that into the bottle.
Yeah, I do filtered water in glass bottles and then just put it in the fridge. Yeah. Pimping that shit up.
Yep, Spartan 187, ESF 667. Finally catching us live.
It's a mouthful, that, isn't it?
Yeah. Which one of you guys has more statues? I think I beat him a little bit. I actually sold literally 50% of my collection.
And still win.
And I've still got more than him. So, yeah. I don't think I've got that many now. I think I've got just under 50 now.
Yeah, I mean, right there. 2.
Batman statue collector in the house.
I've got I only have 30 pieces. I have around in fairness, I've always had around like that amount of pieces. To be fair, I sort of pieces come in and then I remove other ones. So like I got the Tiago Pravin Beast Wolverine in recently. Beast mode Wolverine, and I got rid of the XM original yellow version, so that they basically 1 in 1 out, same space, same situation, same deal. I do that sort of thing. That's how I sort of operate for the most part.
In the house, Cat Dad in the house. Glad to see you. Look, you're getting better. You had a bit of a health scare, so
Who, Davy boy?
no, Michael Schaefer.
Oh, is he all right?
Yeah, he's all right now, but he had a little bit of a health scare. He was off work for a little while.
Wish you well, brother.
A bit AWOL. We
also got to wish a happy birthday to Chad, man. He just recently had his birthday, so mad love to Chad. I hope he looked like he spent it doing some cool shit. So
he's posting pictures of like all these steaks he's eating and stuff like that, and it's pretty nice. Pretty nice. Also, I think it was Chris's birthday as well, Batman statue collector. So happy birthday!
Yeah, actually, it was. Yeah, I did see that.
Nicholas in the house, Nicholas de Mercier. I don't know however you want to say it. Doctor, we'll just call him Dr. Nick.
Dr. Nick.
Yeah. Yoa in the house.
Yoa. That's how I should do the greetings on RaddTitan from now on. Yoa, motherfuckers.
Well,
Yoa.
Yoa says he's donating $10.
And
he
nice,
goes, this is, you should have waited to say thank you before you read the comment. He says, this is for Man United. Those paupers need it every bit.
What does he say? What's that?
Those paupers need it every bit.
Well, actually, to correct you, Yoa, we are the only team in the Premier League that's actually spending any money. Nobody has signed anybody. Man United have signed 2 players so far. So don't worry about us, mate. Ollie's at the wheel.
He's just unboxed his 1/3 Chun-Li set and surprised that Alpha was my least favourite. The other 2 are stunning. Which one's
Alpha? The dress.
The black one, isn't it?
The dress, isn't it? The black dress.
Oh, okay, yeah.
I'm sure it's the black dress, yeah. I think the piece looks fantastic. Them 1/3 Chun-Lis look great. I've seen all of them, some unboxings and some videos on all of them, and they all look fucking amazing. So, fair play.
Vibranium Jim in the house. So, what do you think of the new Iron Studios cap? Like it?
I like it, yeah. I like it, yeah.
But their price points are quite high at the moment for what they are. I mean, but everything's going up in price. So
yeah. And in fairness, they've done a few. The last Iron Man they did, the movie Iron Man, the Age of Ultron one's fucking lovely as well.
Amazing. That's the one where I've said it 100 times, but I had to keep going up to it and going like that because I literally thought it was material. The texturing was done so well. I had to keep going over and touching it. Richard Gauthier in the house. Cool drummer kid. Oh, he's Collectible Kingdom's son.
Oh, nice. Welcome.
Yeah, so welcome. Robbie Brewster's son.
Nice.
Sean Kabasha in the house. Whiplash Collector. Why the fuck aren't you awake? Why the fuck are you awake? Sorry. Yes, 4 a.m. Jesus, man.
That's dedication. Shit.
That's dedication and commitment.
Send that fucker a t-shirt.
Yeah. Andrew Terrafal, greetings from the other side of the world. Loads of guys in today. Loads of people in today.
That's what we want to see, man.
616. And there we go. Dave Rose. Not sure I missed him.
Davey boy. I ain't spoke to him in ages.
What do you guys think about the new Sideshow Batman versus Superman piece? I've seen it in person and I saw the prototype and I actually really did like the prototype. I do think that some of the details have been lost in the paint. Some of the paint isn't as great, but I think the thing with sort of Sideshow stuff is, probably only the first batch has come out. So if there are problems with it, and then it will be addressed, hopefully, and then the second batch should be better. Because
that's why it's really important that when people get things in, they try to be as vocal. If there's things that you dislike, you need to express them because you have a responsibility as the first batch, sort of like to sort of say, actually, I'm happy, or I'm not happy because, and that's what's really needed. Because if you don't do that, what you basically end up going is, everything's fine, and the same shit gets churned out, and the standards are so different from one person to the other in terms of what they will tolerate. So, I agree with Alex. I saw a video and a few pictures of the production piece, and I think a lot of the detail has got a little bit. It's just a bit muted. It was quite a nice piece actually at the con, but it just looks like it's lost like about 30% of its shine.
Yeah, definitely. It's the same as George got the first batch of the Amazing Spider-Man, and I got one well near the end because I wanted I went on the Sideshow competition, so I won it late on. Mine came in. My shading was like George's had no shading at all. My one came in, and it's like the total opposite end of the spectrum where it's like over shaded, but I love that look of it.
Yeah, in fairness, I mean, my actual style preference when I get things painted myself, I like aggressive shading in myself. Just because obviously it depends on what you're sort of collecting. If you're collecting like movie pieces, it doesn't work. But if you've got comic characters and overly muscular characters, you really want to see all of that sculpt as much as possible. So, what was it? Yeah, the Spider-Man, actually, my blues was light. They were really light compared to yours as well. So it wasn't just the shade. The shading on the red, was okay, but not as good as yours. And the blue was like really light, like almost like almost a turquoise.
Yours was like a baby blue.
It was so fucking light, that blue. I mean,
even,
it's still one of my favorite Spider-Mans, that piece, actually, still to this day. I mean, I got the privilege of seeing Alex's negative zone repaint of that piece, and I saw the symbiote one and the classic because he's got all three. And yeah, they're fucking all three of them are great pieces. I really do like all of them.
But that was the thing, is when I bought a damaged premium format Amazing Spider-Man to get repainted. I bought it damaged. And when it came in, I compared the two then, and they were different too. So
well, they are all hand painted. So they're I don't think I've ever seen a universally, identical piece ever.
Yeah. Well, funny enough, it was Spider-Man as well. But funny enough, the J. Scott Campbell Spider-Man, I had a regular.
You had two, yeah.
And I had them together, and again, like chalk and cheese. We got the sniper in the house.
Gucci boy.
Yeah, funny enough, I watched American Sniper last night. You ever watch that?
With Mark Wahlberg?
No, that's Sniper. But American Sniper is Bradley Cooper.
No. Yes, I have. Yeah, it's a true story.
Yeah, true story. Clint Eastwood film.
Really, it's a very good film, actually. It's a good film.
Clint Eastwood's a really good director, so yeah.
Yeah, I like his stuff as well.
And it's quite a sad film, but I quite enjoyed it. I watched it last night, and Jesus, man, he fucking well bulked up for that, didn't he?
Yeah, he's got some size on him.
Yeah, Gucci in the house. I'll see what I can do, Stephen. I'll see if I can bring you a t-shirt across. If I, what else are we doing here? See. Sean saying he loves your the beast in the background.
Man, I fucking loved that piece, man. I'm not even joking. I've said it before, and I'll say it again. For me, I think that's a bit of a grower. That piece, I got it in. I was happy with it. I thought, I'm happy with this piece. But as time has gone on, and every time I walk in, and it also, like when you have a piece and you like it. But then loads of people have come into your house and whatever else over the last, I don't know, year or 8 months, whatever, and they fucking go crazy about how much they like it. It makes you sort of appreciate it more. It's always kind of nice to let people sort of walk around your room and then they go, "Fuck, that beast!" It's like something. So yeah, man, I'm well pleased with it. It's a very vibrant, it's a very attention grabbing piece. That piece.
Got John Williams in the house, Extreme Collectibles.
He's got some minion that wants to arm wrestle me, man.
Who's he? Who's what?
I don't know. He just talks to me on YouTube sometimes. Some guy is quite funny.
Is that the one who always comes up and always goes, "Oh yeah"?
I fight for Extreme Collectibles. I do their bidding and all this stuff, and I'm just like, what the fuck, man?
Yeah.
The fuck is this guy? And he's just like, yeah, he wants to.
It's probably like BMR. I think John's good friends with BMR, which I don't hold against him, but hey.
I don't think it's him. If it was BMI, he would tell me it was him. It's somebody else, but he wants to arm wrestle me anyway.
Where are we? So Simon Adams in the house. He said, John says, yeah, for the record, I don't know him. but he does crack me up, and it's not BMR. Yeah.
Well, he cracks me up. He makes me laugh. It's like I said to him, like, all right, dude, yeah, like, I said to him, yeah, man, I'm down. You want to? I said, but let me give me an opportunity if you win to settle the score with something else. And he's like, no, sorry, I do extreme collectibles bidding. Like, dude, this is just I was like pissing myself. I was like, wow.
Your boy just popped up.
Who's that?
He's been away for a few weeks.
F State.
No, Dickie Two Shoes.
Dickie, where the fuck? He's in jail. He's been in jail. Dickie Two Shoes has been in jail on some RICO case.
Or witness protection or something,
Yeah, you wouldn't understand what RICO is because you're you're not a gangster's guy.
Sims in the house.
Go on, Sims.
Man. What the fuck are you doing up at this time? Jesus. What are you guys up at? Awesome.
Dedication, man. Dedication to the cause. One day you may turn around and we may not be here. You know, people dropping out of this hobby all the time, man. New guys lasting a year.
Jason went.
Shit. Yeah, it's sad, man. People just dropping like fucking flies, man.
Yeah.
You know? So one day maybe you'll turn around and RaddTitan will just be a footnote.
Well, yeah. I'm sure people will just move on and forget about it. It's okay. John says that guy actually scares him a little bit.
I actually he excites me. I'm just a bit like, why the fuck is he representing that channel? Why doesn't he come and fight for us? I could do with a guy like that on my team.
We used to have that guy, didn't we?
Yeah, but he was fucking
he was mad.
He was crazy, he was crazy on top of us. So it was too much.
He was all no, but then as soon as we said something, he fucking switched on us.
Yeah, we said calm the fuck down a little bit because it's too much. Because it was a bit much.
Oh yeah, no, we banned him from the group for a little while. we knew
yeah, because he was a bit too full, it was a bit too strong, a bit too much.
Andy Cowie says he's loving your crow poster behind you.
Oh yeah, man. Pro, man, you gotta love it. I got a few Mondo. You can't really call it. I don't know really what the correct terminology is. It's like Mondo style sort of prints. Yeah. Unless they're done by Mondo, it's not really Mondo.
Mondo's a branding, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So
I just want to add that I went to George's house on Wednesday or Thursday, whichever day it was, and while I was there, I told George this is how you need to set up your chat from now on, and I gave him a little lesson. So I'm hoping today is better than any other fucking one of the 179 chats that we've done.
I've had to spend money. I've had to spend money to do this. This is not like all of your fucking shit chat. I mean, I literally have had to buy all this shit to make it so that, it's just it better fucking work. Otherwise, I'm going to be upset.
It looks better for me. Also, your sound's a lot clearer to me, but it's a bit loud. But I don't know whether people are saying it's good.
Well, I'm talking very low, so if it's loud, you're all in trouble. If I start losing my shit, you're going to see something fun.
But then also, because normally you're like full on to the camera, you're right up to the camera, so it just goes blurry because it can't focus. Especially when you start getting all fucking animated and doing all this shit in front of your face. John, Marvel Meddings in the house.
Yes, my man. Marvel Meddings. Just got his Silver Surfers back, didn't he? Just went over to Europe to grab them.
Yeah, it didn't go well.
No, did not go well. Was he unhappy?
I think both of them broke again.
Oh, no, really?
Yeah.
Is it the boards?
Yeah.
It's the problem with the Silver Surfer Comic Cat, man. Them fucking boards, the shit. I mean, I went and got mine from Tony Main, in a trade, and when I saw how it's packaged, I was like, how did any of these ever get to anyone mint? They are it's fucking well shit how they're packaged together.
Jonathan's saying he needs to see us arm wrestle. Oh yeah, that's going to be fun, isn't it?
Me and you.
Yeah.
Please. Fucking please.
Yeah. Wonder and Quinn champs forever in the house. Chadman saying Alex and Gio cuddle. Yeah, we cuddle,
Oh yeah, all the time. Cuddle and kiss all the time, man. It's very it makes people very uncomfortable, and we also get told very much by most people that ever meet us that we're like an old married couple. This is very true.
Well, we like a gay couple, and we had that big argument in the supermarket, and yeah, it kind of backed it all up, didn't it? Really?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Spartan 187 saying some people just burn out in the hobby. I think it's the case. I mean, like, you know, I have days where, you know, I won't come in my room for like 4 or 5 days, and I'll just think to myself, you know what, I'm going to sell fucking everything. And I think about, I went and done like a fucking spreadsheet of my comics and my statues, and I went on eBay and I looked up all the prices, and I thought to myself, you know what, I could use that money quite a bit, you know. And I was like looking at it, thinking like, even if I do like all my CGC comics for like $40 each, and there's some of them which are worth much more than that. But I'm just saying, even just that part of it was, I was just like, fucking hell, man.
The thing is as well is like when we turn round over the years, and you've heard us say it over the last 6-7 years, however long, you've heard us turn around and say about, you know, trying to get what you've invested back, because, you know, life is unpredictable, man. Anything can happen. You could lose your job, a family member could get sick, your child, God forbid. Anything in this world, nothing is guaranteed. Nothing, anything could change, and that's when it's hard, because if something like that happens and you've gone balls deep into it, you've spent fucking shitloads of money and you're getting none back, it's devastating. And also as well, it's, you know, you've got to watch people come in and they spend a lot of money very quickly. Some people are blessed, you know, they've worked hard, they've been lucky, or vice versa, they've done both, and they're in a position where they can they can afford to do that, and it doesn't matter, it doesn't make any difference, you know, they can just buy what they want and sell at a loss, and it doesn't really make any difference to their finances, you know. But other people, they work hard, they graft hard, and, you know, what they get and what sort of, what would we say, expendable income, it's you know, it's a bit more precious to some people than it is others.
Of course.
But regardless of your personal situation, you know, you got to try and buy responsibly. Don't spend outside your limits. Don't get into this hype shit. You know, just don't get into it. Don't recycle your pieces every 5 minutes where it's like, there's a new cable, there's a new cable, there's a new cable, there's a new. Don't get into that fucking shit. Don't do any of that. If you're happy, be happy. You know, try to, you know, I always look at my collection as a little bit more of a journey. It's sort of like a map for me when I walk in. You know, I look at like my Red Hulk or something, for example, the premium format, the Sideshow one, and I think I remember that unboxing. And I remember the feeling of what I got, how pumped and excited I was. I remember. Yeah. You know, and even though I've had it repainted and remastered, and I've had all these base bits added to it and all these things done to it, you know, it's because I can never part with it, because it's got like sentimental value. You know, I have some OG Street Fighter stuff from loving that from when I was in that sort of, you know what I mean? I just like to keep, you know, parts that are sort of reminiscent of the time. You know, some people are like, you know, they go in from OG Sideshow being best to XM being best to 1/3 Prime 1 being best, and they just recycle, change, recycle. But in the end, what you're going to have is basically today's paper.
Yeah,
that's it. That's all you got. You got today's newspaper. You got the news of today. That's it. Fuck all else. You got no past. You got no history. And ideally, you know, for me, just my personal taste, I think the best collections are the most eclectic ones, the ones that have pieces maybe from the OG Sideshow premium format days, where they've, you know, even if the characters don't look like the fucking what they're meant to. And, you know, then you've got pieces like from XM's day where they come out of nowhere and they're like, fucking, who are these guys? And then you've got pieces from 1/3 Prime 1 and the details are just going mad. And then you have a few customs that are hand sculpted. And then you have Ray Perez, like one of the best traditional sculptors in the world. And, you know, if you can do that, if you can just throw that paint all around the place, I really think it's the best sort of look, because
it's like when you see someone when they do like the group photos, and it's got like an Avenger group photo, and it's all like
all mixed
there, but it's all like a couple of Sideshow new and old, and they're all over the place. And it looks great together.
Couple of customs, a few big hitters, a few like non big hit companies all mixed in together. And you just look at them, and they because I don't care, you know, I've been in this game for long enough to tell you that they have a signature. Every company, Sideshow, XM, Prime 1, they have a signature. If you know what you're looking at, and somebody showed you a new statue and you were looking at it in front of you and you didn't know anything about it, and they said who made this, I could probably tell you. If it was a major company, I could definitely tell you who made it, because they have a style that's just sort of is repeated over and over and over again with everything. I mean, I had at one point in this room, I can't remember how many XM pieces. It was something like 13 or 14 XM pieces, and it was all really similar. I mean, to the point where I had to like break it up. I had to sell like about 30% of them because it was just too samey for me in my room. I was like, you know, it's too much. That I can sort of like, all was the same style, the same textures, the same sort of paint effects. It was all a bit like, right, I need to break this shit up a bit now. I can't. I think now I don't know how many XM I have now. It's not that many.
I've got 1, 2. I can't remember what's over there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's behind there. 8. I've got 9.
See, I have 6 XM now, and I had 13. So that tells you I've sold like, you know, well over 50%.
Yeah.
And that's just, again, because I have 30 pieces. So I have 6 XM. I've probably got like 6 customs. I've got 1 prop culture shock or 1 prototypes. I've got 2 Bowen. I got like loads of Sideshow.
I don't have any pop culture shock in myself.
Actually, I got Prime 1. I got 1 Prime 1 piece.
Upstairs, I've got Robocop upstairs actually.
Saved.
Yeah, so there is one.
I just like that. So it's a personal thing. It doesn't. I'm not saying it's right. It doesn't mean it's right. It's just my personal.
It's preference, and that's the thing about it. Is all art is subjective. You can buy what the fuck you like. That's it.
I just noticed that when I was sort of like, I went a bit heavy in with XM. Like I've done it with Sideshow before and blah blah blah. But like I was saying, it was a bit to the point where I was just like, I walked into my room, I was sitting in here, and I was like, it's all a bit samey. So I had to sort of like, I had to break the band up, man. The Beatles had to fucking split up, man. They had to fucking go.
Yeah.
It's like, fuck you, Ringo. You're no good.
I was going to say Ringo as well. What's that? David Kai Kendall. Glad he made it for a live feed. With the price hikes in every company, the hobby is definitely changing for the worse. Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm getting priced out for sure in some of this.
We all are. Mate, we all are to some degree. Welcome. I think we all are a little bit. And I mean, I've got to tell you this. I've got to say, I mean, when you see, I mean, Alex, how long have we been in this game now? We've been in this game a little while, yeah?
6.5 years or so, maybe.
Wow. Okay, so in 6.5 years, when an Incredible Hulk statue is released by any company, do you ever see an edition size under 1,000? Have you ever seen one?
No. What are you doing? Are you fucking wanking or something?
No, I'm just screaming my toe.
Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear like.
It's getting a bit dry. I only had it. I had it done like I've started.
You're doing it like right into the fucking mic.
I actually ain't. I was actually putting my arm as far away from the mic as possible. See, this is the price you pay. But like, yeah, I mean, I have never seen a major company release a Hulk and it be an edition size under 1,000. In fact, usually it's the regular is like the exclusive will be 1,000, and then the regular will be fucking like 3,000 or vice versa. I mean, it's insane for the Hulk because he's a big character, hugely popular, and we're seeing now, one of the premium sculpts by Daniel Bell. I mean, he fucking killed that piece. But we're seeing an edition size of 400, 400, because the price is so fucking retarded that people are just like, I'm not paying that. I will not be part of this. And people finally are talking with their wallet. So now the numbers are coming down because they know they won't sell them. Otherwise, that I'm telling you now, if people are like, yeah, day one, fucking all this nonsense. If they're all like that, and the numbers were showing that edition size will be, 1,500 right off the bat, and then the regular will be $3,000. No problem. They'll make 4,500, but they know they won't move them. They won't move them. They'll be sitting there with 3,500, probably like 3,500, 3,800 of them in the warehouse that will never move because ain't nobody paying that.
Hughes Crusader in the house. Mike Wells in the house there.
Oh, Mikey boy, sexy basketball player.
Nelson Ludico. Gabriel Ross in the house. I very much doubt Gio will be in New York. No Comic Con.
No, can't be there. The thing is, yeah, man, I got to be honest with everybody. It's like I'm a new dad, so my boy's 8 months old, and I've got absolutely fucking no interest of being apart even for a day, let alone 4 or 5 days or whatever the fuck else. It's just not ever going to happen. So
Sean Kobach has got something going on, customizing.
Ooh,
something in the works.
Good boy. Do it.
Do it.
I just bought well, I didn't just buy, but I bought that cable thing, you know, that the cable cape.
Did you get the teddy bear?
I haven't got it yet because I want to see the quality of the cape. I want to see how well that's done before I go nuts deep into something like that, you know. It's just, you know, it's the same with like what I did with Gavin Lab's Beast. I got the Beast, and then when it came out, then I went full retard. You wait and see what sort of the quality is going to be like. I want to see how it looks and see how it fits and what you know, how well made it is. Because loads of people do them fucking grave robber does it. Makes a fucking couple of bits and pieces, some rags, throws them in a fucking box, and then you know what I mean. You're like, oh, you know what I mean. Sometimes they've done really well, and sometimes they're just shit. So I really had no idea, and it was quite dear. And I stupidly was like, you know, oh yeah, well, it's expensive to ship from China, and then someone was like, or Hong Kong, what was I think it was you. Spain. You were like, yes, in Spain. I was like, fuck.
Marcus Mossinger in the house. Shout out to Marcus, actually. He sent over a few comics the other day.
Oh, thanks, man.
The Spider-Man 2099, #1, Spider-Man 2099 trade paperback. And then the,
what's that?
Was it the Red Death Batman comic? Oh, okay.
Do I get my kiss now?
Barry Elms in the house. You get your kiss later. I'll give it to you.
I can't see anyway. That's all I want. Thank you.
Not really sure what's happening with Jason in Australia. We saw the post about him saying he's going to sell everything and he's going off, but I don't know any details about that.
I don't know if I just wished him well. I mean, the guy's like, I've got to say right now, he's just struck me as a guy who was just like really positive. I liked his positive spin on things. I mean, he tried some things. He tried to do the Collectiverse thing. You know, he really has tried to improve the community for the better. And I think people like that need to be sort of commended for that, you know. I mean, that's the answer. Just he's tried to do that. And I hope whatever's going on, it's not too serious. I wish him and his family all the best. And I hope that nothing, whatever it isn't bad.
I don't know, Dave, I don't think the edition size for the whole transformation has been announced yet, but it wouldn't surprise me if that is a 999 edition size. Wouldn't surprise me in the slightest.
It has to be. It has to be.
Even if it's made to order, it's sold so well that it's going to be 999.
It has to be.
What are you fucking munching on? I always get shit.
Can you hear it?
Yeah, I can hear it. Oh my, it sounds like you're fucking sucking cock, man.
Again, you would know.
We've got Bart in the house. He's on holiday in Germany.
Welcome, Bart,
man. Cole's Toy Story. Good to see you. Everyone's been through collecting, getting rid of my toys from childhood, etc. Action Man. I regret things mean to be don't. I'm just reading through that. Macklin 55555. I have 4 statues on pre-order and then I'm done. That XM Emma Frost looks fucking amazing.
She looks unbelievable. But the thing is with this, right? Listen, here's the answer.
So Sean says by a legendary sculptor. So it could be Aaron. I know Sean likes Aaron.
I love Aaron. I've got to also say a massive shout out to him actually as well. You know, he's had a little scare himself. So mad love to Aaron Ray Perez. You know, we're all RaddTitan team, fully behind you. Loved you from day one. We'll love you still. We'll love you forever. So all the best, my brother.
100%.
true family man, works with his wife. I love everything about that guy. My biggest regret in this hobby, actually, my hugest regret, is that I have not had the privilege of sharing a beer and having a chat with him when he was in Singapore and my boy had just been born. I couldn't go. That was a big. That's a big regret. Huge regret for me. Because I would have liked to broken bread with him and just like there's like sayings that people have, like you don't truly know someone until you fight them, or I actually think until you've sat down and like sort of broken bread with someone, had like maybe a bit of like dinner or something or coffee, or you don't really it's always kind of awkward, isn't it? It's not like I'm actually quite open and easy to sort of get on with, so I never have these problems, but other people can be a little bit like it's awkward. Like when you first meet somebody, your instincts are quite defensive in general a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So I would have wished to have like really sat down and had a chat with him, because he's a genius.
Well, I met him, and
fuck you.
No, really, he is a really nice guy.
Did you have a beer with him?
A glass of red wine.
Yeah, okay, my wife will love him then.
Yeah, no, he is a really nice, really humble. He's quite a big guy.
It looks like he's got some size on him.
Yeah, but
it looks like he'd take a few shots to put down. That's for sure.
Looks like
you definitely wouldn't hit him once. You'd have to do it a few times.
But I mean, obviously, I didn't get into an argument with him, but from talking to him and that, it's like a gentle giant sort of thing from their experiences. I've
always been a fan. So, but like I say, it's I was about to say about people saying like, oh, I'm getting 4 pieces and I'm done. Never be done. Just never be done. It's never like a book you want to close. The answer is like do what we're doing. We're enjoying a CGC ride. We're enjoying we're getting back into comics again. We're doing. I do steel books, do a few prints here or there. When the statue hobby is like gone a bit fucking crazy and it's pricing everybody out. Yeah, I can't do 30 pre-orders or 10 pre-orders a year. All this shit, it's not happening. It's not happening.
Yeah,
I'll do a handful. Something comes in, I'll be like, you know what, I take it or leave it. But I just don't get embroiled in the hype.
Well, the thing is, obviously when you get into it, I was very guilty of it. When I went at the beginning, I was buying everything. So once you kind of get into that, I guess there's just patterns.
But you've been lucky though. You are lucky because although you buy everything, you've never overpaid for a statue in your life because you're just not that type.
Yeah.
You're always the type of person that will say, okay, what's the piece? And someone will say, okay, this, and you say, okay, I really like this piece. How much is it? And if someone says to you a price that's not higher than market value, or you've seen it go for less, or you think you can get it for less, you'll never pay it, Alex. You've never been that type of person. I know people that are literally I need that. How much is it? And somebody says $3,000, and you go, yep. And then the next month they're selling it for 1,200 quid, and you're like, dude, you just lost 1,800 fucking pound in a month.
I've had people where they do that, where basically someone will say like, how much is that piece? And I'll be like, that one's staying in my collection, is not for sale. And then they'll go, yeah, everything's for sale. What name and price? And I'll say a price because I don't want to sell it. And they'll go, yeah, right, take it. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. I've had that before.
Yeah. I have a couple actually. I have a couple that are not for sale.
Yeah. What's the best Captain America, do you think?
Comic or movie?
It just says the best quarter scale Captain America. Would you recommend? I've only got space for one.
Do you know what? In terms of Captain America, there is a lot. It's just one of those pieces that's been done a lot. If you're talking about, you're talking about quarter scale. So there's a few comic ones. Stay away from the OG. It's crap. It's fucking crap. Yeah,
not a fan of the original.
We don't like that. It's a horrible piece.
The new Sideshow, I love elements of it, but for me the pose is off. It just looks really awkward. I actually, as a cheap option, I quite like the Allied Charge. It's not the best one, but it's one you can get very easily accessible. I like the original XM one. I really like.
Yeah, it's a nice one with flag. There's a few There's a few nice customs. Didn't Alpha 3 do a nice one? Am I thinking of them?
Alpha 3 did one, but I think he's a bit jacked, isn't he?
Really jacked. But there's a few. It's a character's been done so many times. I mean, it depends on your personal preference as well. I mean, for me, even to this day, one of my favorite Captain Americas is the 1/6 scale Ultimates by Bowen. I love that Ultimate Captain America. I think that's a fucking magnificent statue. I have the Sentinel of Liberty one by XM because when I think about Captain America, I think about a character who is incredibly stoic, but I also think about sacrifice and about losing so the greater good can win. So for me, I wanted a Captain America that wasn't not dynamic. I wanted one that was more of a monument. I mean, that is as close to a monument statue as you're going to get. So for me, a Sentinel of Liberty would be my personal choice. So you can pick that up for really relatively cheap money. The edition size is very low. I think it's 750. I think it's 750 made in the world. It comes with 3 switch out heads. The only problem with it a little bit is it lacks an element of shading in it. I don't know what XM do or did, but they're sort of blue characters. They needed to shade more. Yeah. They did the same with like Thanos and things like that. They just didn't shade it enough. His legs and around his sort of like creases. I mean, the sculpt is there. It's just that it lacks a bit of shading. But there are better. I think there are better customs. I'm sure there are.
There are, but I can't.
Iron Studios Age of Ultron is fucking fantastic. Their new one looks fantastic.
The Age of Ultron one is really nice, but it's quite big, so it depends on what display area you have.
Really was impressed with that, actually, that one.
Yeah. Richard Oliveira. Not really a fan of the 1/5 scale stuff by Sideshow for the Avenger Assembly line. It doesn't really do it for me. It seems like they just take the concepts from the quarter scale and make it into the 1/5. I guess the Black Panther was nice, but
yeah,
it's not really something I'd buy. Do we know anyone who's lucky enough to PO the Infinity Studios Wonder Woman bust? There's a big thing going on at the moment about the Wonder Woman bust from Infinity Studios. Apparently, they told everyone not to order. They said everyone hold back, don't order, get it through your local distributors, which is going to be Sideshow Collectibles, or it's going to be and Big Bad Toy Store. So if you wait for those to get it in hand, then you can get it from there rather than doing it from us, and we'll distribute to our own people. Apparently, then what happened was it sold out straight away.
Oh no!
People are pissed off now, going, "Well, you told us to wait, and it's sold out. So what the fuck?" But I think with Sideshow, they're normally a bit late to put things up for PO anyway, so it could still come up on Sideshow. I had a conversation with a guy from Sideshow. He's pretty high up, and he says that they will be getting the busts. So.
Well, if he says it, then I mean everything he's mostly told us has been right. So
because normally what happens is if, for example, Sideshow, when they got the Prime 1 collectibles pieces, they would sell out within a day. You get like Harley when she went up, the original Harley, she sold out within about 3 hours. But then when Prime 1 started listing stuff on their site, it was still available, and people were like, "What the fuck?" Sideshows said it was sold out, but that's because there's like an allocation. So Sideshow will only have X amount allocated to them. So
yeah, of course.
Possibly with the busts, there is an allocation that Sideshow would still have.
I would have thought so. I don't think it won't be 100% sold out. I don't believe that to be true.
I believe that there is a possibility that Sideshow still can get stock, and it's only going to be
every company plays this game as well, which is, sold out, and there are allocations to other or obligations to other people to give them a percentage of your edition size anyway. So yeah, don't just hold the line. Don't spungle your fucking money, thinking it's gone.
Yeah. Or
trying to get it on the aftermarket and paying a huge amount. That's another problem, because people now will be capitalizing on that level of silliness. They'll be like, yeah, sold out, I've got one, you want one, it's fucking £1,000 more, and you'll be like, yeah, I need that bit, I missed out, oh poor. This is what I'm trying to tell you, be responsible about this shit, honest to God. Remember what they are. They're not. It's not a fucking heart surgery. It isn't that important. If you miss it, wait. Patience is key. You will get an opportunity to get it again. I promise you. There's so many things I missed in my time. I was slow, or I was busy, or I was financially doing other things, and I have everything that I've always sort of wanted. To be brutally honest, I have everything that I missed. I've gone back and managed to get a little bit of patience. I'm not overpaid, so just stay calm. Stay calm, and you'll get there.
I've got a few things in the past where it's gone to a point where I've gone, now I'm never ever going to own this piece, and opportunities have risen. So
does happen.
Mooch in the house,
bending minds, motherfucker.
Chadman is saying that Iron Studios is killing him with the 1/10 pieces. The 1/10 pieces.
It's a great line.
That 1/10. That 1/10 Black Widow and Red Skull is really, really cool. I love the look of that.
Great concept, isn't it?
Apparently, someone's saying, oh, fuck, I'm in the bottom of the comments there. Sorry, I just jumped through a load of comments. I didn't realize how many there were. Yeah, someone was saying that Jason was saying on the last chat he needs to cut back. But Ed, dude, you're not on Facebook. On Facebook, you put up a post to say he's out and he's selling everything. So,
all you think about, I mean, I don't know what type of human being you are, and honestly, in the community, I question it all the time because, fuck me, there's some dirty, snaky cunts in it. But for me, that just makes me worry.
Yeah.
When I see a post like that, I don't think to myself, I'm going to contact that guy and see if I can get some statues and see what he's selling. My instant reaction is I need to send that guy a message and just wish him well, because I hope that whatever has made this happen isn't too serious.
Well, apparently what happened,
you shouldn't lose your morality. You should never lose your morality as a fucking human being just for some stuff, man.
When Lou passed away, apparently people were contacting his mum and saying, "Oh, are you selling this stuff? Are you selling this? Are you selling that? I'll buy that. I'll buy this." And the same with when Victor passed away in Mali. They was like saying to Mali, "Oh, I'll buy that off you. I'll buy this." As soon as they died, it's just like fucking vultures,
Yeah, but you see that people like that need to be hung.
Yeah,
because there's like that isn't the time to be talking to anybody. That isn't the time to be talking to their wife about that shit, man. That's just not the time. Condolences are what are needed. A little bit of respect is what's needed. You wouldn't do it in person, would you? You wouldn't go to somebody. You wouldn't if you were talking to somebody, they had this lovely car or whatever the fuck, and then you bumped into their wife and they were like, "Oh, he tragically this happened." You wouldn't be like, "You still got that car?" You just wouldn't do it, would you? You just wouldn't have the balls. You'd be like, "I'm fucking so sorry." But it's this is what I'm saying about the human element. It's what's lacking, I think, in the community today. Is people have very short memories. It's about what you can get, what they can get out of you, and what they can get, how you benefit them, and that's what's wrong. Hopefully it turns around again, because I don't think it's ever been this bad. In my opinion, when we first got into it, it was different, and it was different in in a lot of better ways, because people sort of were a little bit more, respectful in that regard. Just a bit more sort of reserved.
Yeah,
it's got a little bit aggressive now.
Tony Fennell in the house. So I'm just skimming through these comments really quick because there's a lot of people commenting.
Good. I love these quick fire questions. No bullshit. No scripts. Love it.
Gerard Bourne in the house. Mike Hinton in the house. If I missed anyone's comments, do I'm right at the bottom now, and it's basically do the at RaddTitan. It will pop up with like a red kind of banner, and it will show me that you're talking to me, because there are a lot of guys talking to each other and I can't keep up with all. Keep talking to each other. That's what we want. But yeah,
no, go talk to each other elsewhere.
Is Lucky talking about you there? Oh no, he just says life rule number one is don't be a cunt.
I like that rule. I wish I had that tattooed on my back. It's just, do you know what it is, man? Is you have a little bit of a compass, man. A little bit, just a little bit. Just
Well, It's just too much. There's too much like too much hate, too much bitching, and it's just like, come on, man. You know, too many like people who are like really tweeting about it as well. There's like little fucking people who peck at you, and you know, and then when they repeatedly peck at you, and then when you respond, they're like, "Oh, what are you doing that for, man? Why are you doing like that for?"
Do you know what my thing is? My thing at the minute is just that social media is like, it's very much at the moment like support the negative.
Yeah.
Enjoy people failing and fucking up. Look at everybody who falls over. Look at everybody that fucking gets their PlayStation smashed by their parents. Look at everybody who's fucked it all up. Let's all celebrate people's misery and torment. Let's all look at how fucking, you know, Liverpool didn't win the title. Let's look where they lost it. Let's look at, for me, it's, I just find it's gone that way, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's, I really don't want, you know, I don't want to be part of that sort of shit. I just really want to try. I'm not one of these like hippie-ish kind of guys. It's like, you know, positive and peace and all of that sort of shit. And that's not my nature. But what I do say is, you know, it's a community for a reason. And if you can put your arm around someone or help them a little bit, then that's what you should be doing. But you should be doing it for the right reasons. Like a lot of the time, people sort of come at you as a friend, but really they either just want to see you fall, or they want to take something from you or benefit from being your friend, rather than just sort of being your friend for being your friend's sake. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's got a little bit like that, and I really would like it to change. You know, whether or not it does, maybe it's just the era. Maybe it's the era that we're in, because we're in a very, you know, technologically fast-paced life now, and it's all, you know, I think we've lost a little bit of a connection with each other.
Oh, 100%. You know, 100%. But yeah, that's not. We're here for the.
We're for the good stuff. We're here to actually share good news and stuff that you might be interested in, for absolutely no benefit of our own, because this video will probably earn us about 30 pence over the next 10 years. And that's the point. We do it because we love to do it. We love to catch up with each other and have a chat. We love to catch up and chat with you. That's the point.
Yeah. I'm just trying to position this while you're fucking yammering on.
Easy with your yammer.
Yeah. What's that being a fucking... What's do you have any pre-orders? Someone's asking, what's your next pre-order to come in?
I have the Hulk transformation. I don't know when that's due, but I think it's soon. I think it's the next 3 or 4 months, maybe.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's like next quarter. I'm sure it is. I have a Graven Labs Colossus that's, you know, now being in the factories, being like painted. So I've got that. So what else? Coming, Drax the Destroyer from Master Customs. I'm expecting that. That can't be long away. I'm thinking that's not too far away. So either one of them 3 should be coming in soon. But beyond that, it's not crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know why this is not letting me fucking change the size of it. There we go. But yeah, I think my next piece to come in, I've got a few, but I don't really have a lot.
White mags, isn't it?
I've got the Magneto by Graven. I've got that coming, the Magneto Triumph, and I've got the I've got the white Magneto coming as well next week or so.
Yeah.
And
I'm looking forward to seeing that.
No, really other than that, I mean, I've got the Guy with 3 on pre-order.
When's that due?
Oh, that's like fucking that's fucking ages away. Let's not get too excited about that one. That's like, you know, that's probably 2021 some point.
I can't believe XM Cyclops is that far away as well.
XM Cyclops is really far, yeah.
I can't believe that's that far away. Seen that ages ago.
Yeah.
That's like fucking a year away.
Yeah, it's the end of next year.
That's fucking long, man. That is.
Yeah. I know it's shocking when you like think about it. Like, how is it so far? I don't get it. I don't get how it's so far, but yeah, it is. All right, let me try and do this. I was just trying to adjust the pictures, and it's not really working very well. It's not really playing ball.
Let's go, man. We've got pictures to get through. Let's go get some business done.
All right, let's.
Bless. Excuse me.
All right. Hold up.
Why did I like change the angle so much?
Hmm?
Oh, I've moved that with my foot now. Yeah. That's better. Get a bit of beast love in there.
All right. So what can you see? You got to tell me what you can see because I can't.
I can see me.
Can you?
Yeah.
And then when it goes to me, what does it look like? Is it like really small or is it not worth it?
Go to you. Go to you again.
I think.
I've got to be honest. I was not even paying attention.
Like that?
Yeah, I can see the pictures.
Is it full screen for you though?
It's half screen because you're on the other side of it. But yeah,
no, but does your screen fill up full? And then you can see the comments underneath.
I'm looking. I've got two screens here, right? So on the right hand side, I've just got a picture. On the left hand side, I've got like an infinity of pictures and the comments on the left.
All right. I don't even know if I can do anything better about that. Let me just see if I can. Let me see if I can scroll like that. Is that better?
No, I've just got a picture and comments. Yeah.
Yeah. Is that what we want?
That's fine. I don't mind.
Is that better if I do that?
Yeah, make them smaller. Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea, Alex.
All right. I can't scroll up and down the pictures now, so if I've missed anything for the last 10 minutes, we fucking adjusting that. All right. What are you laughing at?
My strawberry.
Is that really what you're laughing at?
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to eat you, strawberry.
Oh my god. All right, so what we got here is this is my repaint which I got done, and this is the base on it.
This is the negatives on Spider-Man.
Yep.
Which is a Spider-Man premium format, repainted by Ian Wilkinson.
All right, so I'm a bit skipping through all those. So that's the three of them together.
Yeah, that's so fucking cool. It was a great picture that whoever took that's a genius.
Yeah, clearly because you fucking took it.
Still, like, I think the negative is the best one.
And then that's the close up on the negative.
Look at that. Fucking angles, bitch.
Macklin, we'll get to that later on. We've got a picture of that, I believe. If we don't get to it, remind me. What's the best and worst reviews you've done on a statue?
Oh, best is. It depends what you mean, because if you're asking me, some of the best stuff is like really shit statues that we just have so much fun with.
Yeah,
I love them. If you're talking about like maybe better edits, better use with all the pictures and stuff, some of my more recent stuff with the pictures and the good lighting and the better sound and all of that. Worst, I refuse to watch the retro Spider-Man premium format by Sideshow Collectibles because it's the only review in the history of RaddTitan that I've ever lied on.
You lied?
Well, yeah, because I actually think that is my closest impression of you that I can do, which basically is trying to find the positives, no matter how fucking small they are. Because that's you. That's the nature of you. When we do reviews, you try to be PC and find positives, even if you need a fucking magnifying glass, fucking, you know.
No, dickhead.
To do it.
Like normally it's because if you're like really laying into something,
yes,
and then I'm really laying into something, there's a part where you got to go, okay, shit, there needs to be some fucking good cop here, you know? So,
yeah, but sometimes there is no good cop because the cops are shit. That's how you go. That's how it goes. There ain't no good cop all the time. This ain't Hollywood.
Yeah, but sometimes,
you know. And in my opinion, for me, that retro Spider-Man, that is exactly what I did. And the situation is very, very simple. At the time, I considered the owner of the statue to be a friend of mine. He spent a shitload of money, told me all this story about how he acquired it, how much it cost him, and I just wanted. Then when he pulled out the box, I wanted to fucking stab myself in the fucking forehead with a pen. I just thought, oh, for fuck's sake! And then I just couldn't rip it as much. I mean, I thought it was junk, but I just couldn't say it. I just found it so hard, and I felt like really guilty. And then I went home and I looked at myself in the mirror and I had a conversation with myself. And I said, look, you're going to do this shit. If you're going to do this shit, you better fucking do it right, because that was a fucking shameful display today, you fucking coward. That's what I said to myself.
I think, I mean, like, if I
That's a
look
fucking
over,
awesome picture as well. Look at that. Like, great work there on there. The paint's lovely.
if I look over the stuff, I mean, I really like some of the older stuff we did where even when you look back on them, they got no fucking views, which is some of the old Lord of the Rings stuff literally has like 600 views, and they are funny as fuck.
Yeah,
if you type in like RaddTitan, is it Wormtongue? Remember Wormtongue?
Yeah, I had so much fun that day, I remember.
That was fucking hilarious. The Red Hulk one and the Lobo ones, I mean, they're quite sentimental because of the time of when we got them and things. Also, the repainted Comic-Cat Spider-Man, I think that one as well was that was a moment as well. I think there's a few. I mean, you got to remember that we've done so many videos. We've done over 1,500 videos. I mean, I literally went through our videos the other day and I deleted 100 videos, and no one will probably notice.
That's mental, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what you call active, man. That's fucking. Come play if you think you can.
It's Yahweh is the first PF retro.
The retro premium format. I mean, all of the premium formats are fucking horrible. The first Spider-Man ones. I mean, the negative one's my favorite out of the three, but I really dislike. I think they're awful in every capacity. I think the stitching, the material, the fucking paint looks like it's doused in fucking icing. It's horrible piece. And it was really hard because, you know, he was a friend of mine at the time, and he was telling me, same story as you. It was like, this guy had it, and I said, like, how much? He's like, it's not for sale. And he was like, how about like this much? How about this much? How about this much? And he kept going up, and I thought, fuck. And then when he pulled out the box, I thought, oh no, you didn't pay that much for that. Please tell me you didn't. And then I just thought, George, what are you going to do? In my head, I was like, what the fuck are we going to do? What are we going to do? And on it, it's a true story. I fucking tell you what, watch the video and see how polite I am about that piece. Because I'm telling you, it should be a 10-minute rant of me talking about what a biggest pile of wank stained tissue that shit is. It is awful. Like, it's just horrible in every way. And I just didn't say any of that stuff. And I went home, and it's a true story. I had a good chat with myself in the mirror. We had a stern talking to that day, I can tell you.
God. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I have all the ones. I mean, there are some where we've had like a great time doing them. I
don't think I've ever had a bad time doing one, to be honest. Unless it's one of mine that's broken.
We've had a few where we've argued afterwards and stuff. When we were in Singapore, and we were at the HMO booth, and we had a massive fucking row, and we had to walk away and go and have a coffee.
Do you know what's funny though? Do you know what's funny about that though? Is you're talking about a 12 to 14 hour flight there. Then you're talking about 20-hour days.
Yeah.
And that's no lie. That's not an exaggeration, I promise you. 20 hours we were up. Got about 3 hours sleep a night, 3.5 hours sleep a night, because we were up once we were done with the con. We had to post everything, pictures, everything, fucking videos, everything.
Oh, well, you had to go out for dinner, you had to
go out for dinner and meet people.
A fucking guy nearly died. We had to go to fucking medical attention.
But do you know what? Considering that we went through all of that, I can promise you that if I was sharing any of that time with another human being, they wouldn't come home. They'd have been in the fucking sea. because I don't think I could tolerate another, like with that much lack of sleep and that much activity in the day and that busy and that responsibility and pressure. I swear to God, I think if anybody else was with me, they would, and they even breathed heavy, I think I would kill them. So to be honest, you did well just falling out on me once, to be honest.
Well, that's the other side of it, is then when you do get the 2 or 3 hours sleep, you got to deal with my fucking snoring.
Well, there is that too. I was so fucking tired, I don't even remember. I just remember so many nights having to take your phone off your sleeping hand and tuck you into bed because you were like, you were literally laying in bed, fucking, you know, with the phone glued to your fucking hand while things were uploading and snoring. And just was like, oh, bless his heart.
Well, the other one as well was on the plane where I started falling asleep while I was eating my fucking steak dinner. We got upgraded to like fucking like business class, and we had this like, they gave us like a fillet steak, and I'm sitting there cutting into my steak and falling asleep while I'm eating it.
That was the best thing. Like, you had this great experience of a flight, and Alex was unconscious for about an hour of it.
Probably not even that. Jesus. All right. Anyway, back to the pictures. So yeah, this is this. I'm really, really happy with this.
It's lovely, isn't it?
Great paint. Great paint. And then we got your Beast Mode Wolverine.
Yeah, this is him.
By Tiago Pravin.
Yeah, I mean, this is
Archangel. Sorry, Archangel 0407 says wank stained tissue was what my mum used to call me.
I just need to kick the camera over laughing. That's funny.
Poor man.
Yeah, this is the sort of support money can't buy. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy with this Wolverine. Really, really pleased. It's been sitting in here for like 4 months. It says the unmasked head as well. So
I really like the unmasked head. I saw this on Thursday. I love that unmasked head. The paint's been done really well. The base I really like as well, but I'm just not a fan of the physique on it. For me,
he's so jacked.
It's off of the cover. It's directly off of the cover, but for me, it's not for me.
I mean, this for me, I'm going to tell you right now, this is one of my favorite ever Wolverine statues ever. And the reason is I'm not like a big, I'm not like a huge Wolverine fan. So for me, this is just one of them hugely impressively well sculpted, hand traditional sculpted pieces that just looks fucking amazing. And I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm not bothered about the fact that it's a big square, because he's like 15. He's 15 inches, like it's 15 and a bit inches tall, like the figure. But fuck, he's got to be close to like 10 inches wide. Yeah. Like you know what I mean? He's massive. Like the build, the muscularity of it is just fucking brilliant. I love it. Everything. I literally love everything about it, because it's like, it's a hard thing to sort of fathom. Like, if I was a huge Wolverine fan, this might bother me, this Wolverine. But it really just doesn't, because I'm not like a huge fan. I just think this is a great sort of statue. Like a great statue foremost before anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, so really, really love it.
Well, that's all that matters, really, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I mean, obviously, because I've invested in it and stuff like that. But I mean, I had the yellow Wolverine from XM, and it's it's not a bad Wolverine. I mean, for me, the best Wolverine is the one on the Wendigo. It's the best Wolverine I've ever seen.
Yeah, last level one is fucking, that looks insane. The guy who was over yesterday, remember?
Yeah, take him.
Remember Dio?
Sorry.
Remember Dio?
Yeah, Dio. Yeah.
Yeah, Dio. He came over yesterday. He's got that last level Wolverine coming.
Yeah, that for me, that's I've seen a lot of Wolverines. And I really think, for me,
Stuart Murray in the house, and Stuart Murray saying that's a great sculpt, but those claws would retract all the way to his shoulders.
No, actually, they're actually not that long. That's more angle than anything else. They're not that long at all. In fact, they probably, if they went all the way in, they'd probably go just into sort of where his bicep is. I mean, it's hard because the arm's like forward as opposed to down. Yeah. So it looks shorter than it actually is. But I mean, the one the wolf Wolverine, that's what bothers me on that piece. I mean, so much of that is so really, really impressive, but the base on it's wank. And the length of the blade really bothers me.
Mm-hmm.
But the rest of it is just magnificent.
Yeah.
But personally, like I said, the Wendigo one's my favorite Wolverine. Like if that just as if I was a Wolverine fan, I would be. You know, if he was my guy, that would be my grail. I'd be trying to get that at any cost. That would be the piece I'd try and buy. But for me, I'm not a huge Wolverine fan. I like him, but it's not like I'm not like one of these. No, like with Thanos, I'm like diehard about the way things look, and this has to be right, and that has to be right. But you know, with this goes in a fucking 18-inch like DTOF cube. That's where it goes, and it fits fine. So, you know, that's the space I acquire it, like that I attribute it. That's it.
Archangel 0407 needs to get Geo's dick out of his mouth.
Good boy. What's he saying?
That Wolverine was modelled after Geo's body type.
I wish, dude. I so wish.
And then Chad comes in. Yeah, maybe after his height.
Well, I've only I can't. I'll take it. I'll take both of it.
Dub 3. Thanks for making me buy Godfall. Oh yeah, I think the bushy statue in it. So there's that. It's the base. Let's get through these, otherwise we're going to be all fucking day, aren't we?
Yep. So this gives you an idea of like just the scale. I mean, that's Troy McDevitt's Mad X Sabretooth, that one. And the other one is the Tiago Private Wolverine. I mean, in fairness, once I got that Sabretooth, I was always eyeing that Wolverine because I thought this was the ultimate pair. This is how I wanted. And I think, you know, I hate to say it, but it's nice to be right.
I'm not. I saw that Sabretooth, and as soon as I saw that, I said, "You got to buy it." And there's a picture of me. Someone took a picture of me holding the body with my reaction, and I'm like, "Wow, that Sabretooth's amazing." And I then saw the Wolverine of that, and I wasn't impressed in the slightest.
Yeah, that's not the one on the tree.
You were then talking about getting the Sabretooth, and I said, "Yeah, you got to do it. It's really, really nice." Because in photos as well, the Sabretooth in photos looks a lot kind of softer than he is. In person, there's so much like scratches and things, much more than
detail, suit Wolverine. Textures. Yeah, he is softer. There's definitely the Wolverine is smoother and softer, 100%.
All right, let's get on to the stuff.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Get that back. Get that sexy bitch. That is. I take some good shots, me.
There's Mike.
There's the top of Mike's head. There's the top of Mike's head there.
There you go. That's in.
Yeah, see, this is what I'm saying. If it's in detail, if it goes really nice with the Gambit, that Mystique is going to be replaced by the EXM Cyclops. So that'll be my 3.
Yeah.
Go on.
All right. So I just called my microphone hold up. So untap that. All right. So this then is a custom Batman, and this is. You right?
Yeah, I'm just getting comfortable now after you told me that I could.
Yeah. And this is by, I've got to try and read the corner there because AVR Arts. So this is the Batman on throne.
AVI?
No, it's like AVAULIEU.
Jesus Christ, what is this fucking countdown? How many vowels are in that name?
So yeah, I might get a clearer picture. So, I like the concept, but the thing is Batman doesn't really sit on a throne like that, does he? I mean, it's kind of like he sits on the throne by his computer all the time, but there's never really like one with gargoyles and windows behind him. But
it's taking his decorative sort of bat living, church living sort of ways a little bit too far.
Yeah. I think it looks cool, but I just don't. For me, it doesn't really work.
Again, it's like we were just talking about with the Wolverine. If you are a massive Batman fan, you think this way. But if you sort of like Batman, but it doesn't have to make sense. This is a kick-ass fucking statue. This is what I'm saying. There's no fucking right. There's no wrong. It just is what it is. If you like, you know, like, I mean, just look at all them gargoyles, all that detail. That's the fucking shit. Yeah. This concept's the shit. It is absolutely fucking top rate.
Yeah.
It's just like that sort of way of thinking, that sort of, you know, sagittal way of thinking where it's all in front of you. You know, it's not the right way. Start laterally thinking about things and saying, you know what? Fuck, it looks nice. Would I have it in my setup? Yeah, fuck yeah, let's do it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the gargoyle on the back there looks amazing. The sculpt
reminds me of
yeah.
that gargoyle on the back reminds me of that famous Michelangelo picture. You know, Michelangelo in the Sistine Chapel. You know, where God is reaching down to touch Adam.
Yeah.
It's a very similar sort of thing. Like, you see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe it's just my dark ideas, but yeah.
But it's got detail absolutely everywhere. There's so many things going on there. So many points. But just as a statue, as a sculpt, it looks amazing. But as a concept, it just doesn't do it for me, I don't think.
Yeah, it does it for me. I'm a Batman fan, but I don't believe in it has to be that rigid.
Yeah. Then you got the Drax. So this is just because the pieces. This is like an update for Drax. So these are in the factory. So they're all on their way, really, just to show you an update.
I can't wait for this to come.
It's been painted.
Can't wait. I'm gonna try and this is important. This is a big piece for me. This one. This is the first comic book quarter scale Drax ever.
Yeah.
By Master Customs. This is, look at that. Get in my setup, you bitch.
And then you got this one, which I'm quite excited about. But this is from Final Fantasy VII. This is Cloud, and Cloud. This is by Econ. So yeah, this looks really nice. And they've got like a whole kind of line coming as well. So they've got this one, and going from there, there's those little guys. I remember them. They like if you hit them, they have like so much health that like you can't kill them, and then when they hit you, they kill you quite quickly. And they look pathetic.
Do you know, they remind me of a little bit of them little fucking trolls in Golden Axe.
Oh yeah, the ones you kick and
well, that's what when you were like, when you hit them, I was like, dude, if he says that they chuck out fucking little magic things or like a turkey leg, I'm going to say they fucking stole the idea from Golden Axe, the bitches.
These things, you're like, you go up, you slash them, you take away like, I don't know, 2,000 health points. You keep slashing them, doing that, and then they'll just come up and they'll stab you once, and it takes away half your life. And they've got so much life. Joe was saying they're called Tombury. Tombury, yeah. Oh, yeah, the Ancient Studios line on the motorbike is pretty damn epic. There was also a line by Salt and Pepper. We're working on some at the moment, but I don't know what's happening with Salt and Pepper at the moment. So these are all those.
Cool details.
Yeah, it's painted amazing.
Very realistic to the actual, like very close to the character itself. They've used a lot of good reference in here.
Yeah, they. I mean, the thing is what might go against them is the fact that it's being remastered, like, and it's going to be released soon. So it may then, because the remaster is going to look obviously cleaner than the old one. Yeah. It may then look different to this, if that makes sense. So it may.
Of course, yeah.
But it's painted amazing. Is that woman, isn't it? That Titanium Yuki or whatever her name is, but she does really good paint. I saw her in I think I was in Thailand. I met her in Thailand. Really good painter. Quite a lot of pictures. And then they're also doing the Sephiroth as well. So this is the concept for him. This is without the wing.
Dude, that fucking sword. I mean, honest to God, what the fuck are you talking about? I mean, really?
Well, yeah, look at his sword, though.
Yeah, but I mean, really?
Yeah.
The length of that sword, I mean, obviously, he must have an acorn cock or something, because there's no need for that. That's just madness. You could stab some of them like you say.
Yeah.
You don't even need to get up.
I actually cleared it, Robbie. I cleared it, and I got the golden chocobo and everything else. So yeah.
I remember you talking about this shit when we were kids. Golden chocobo was like, I just thought you were just getting into guys or some shit. I didn't know what was wrong with you.
I actually cheated a little bit with the chocobo racing, because I had like millions and millions and millions of gil. I just set up my control pad, and basically I had like a rapid fire control pad. So I taped down a couple of buttons, and then I literally went to school, and I come back, and literally I had like all of these fucking experience points.
Oh, that's brilliant. That's a genius idea. I remember them rapid fire control pads where you could basically just push the button and it just kept pushing it. I remember that.
No. You had one for the
Yeah,
Super Nintendo. Oh no, Justin. Do you remember Justin came over and he had one. He had one you could program.
yeah.
So basically, what you do is you program. So you could do like you program Hadouken into the control pad. So when you press one button, it does a Hadouken.
Yeah, that's not
what he
good.
had. That's what he had. Yeah.
Cheating bastard. You know, Justin works for Nintendo now.
I know he does something with.
He works for Nintendo. Yeah. He writes like games for them.
Cool. Very cool.
Bastard.
So this is the version without the wing, and then this is with the wing. So there.
And nothing detracting from that fucking sword anyway.
Yeah.
Can't get a bucket on his fucking head.
He's only got one wing, and I mean, he's just going to fly in circles, isn't he?
That's all right. He can use his sword. Just flap his sword and he'll fly.
Yeah. But there you go. That's that. And then this is the parts for Tifa. So she's printed and being assembled. There.
Cool.
Love this line. There you go. There she is. I think these pictures come backwards. She comes with two poses. I really like, if we can get up there, I really like this pose where she's adjusting her glove because that's kind of what she does at the end of the fight. But I don't like this one. That one doesn't work for me.
Fucking works for me.
I don't know. That one looks better for me.
Yeah, the composition's a little better, the balance. Yeah.
That one I don't think works as well.
I
think that's better for personally. But
yeah.
There you go. That's a better comparison.
I think it's the hip thing. If you look, she's like sticking a hip out on her left side.
Yeah.
So being so straight, like with the upper body with a shoulder so square like that.
Yeah.
And so straight, it just looks really strange. Whereas because the shoulder slightly dropped down, the other one's elevated on the arm up, it gives a much better balance. It's funny how them little changes can just make a big difference. I mean, it's just amazing. It's so subtle you wouldn't even see it.
Yeah.
Like it though, man. It's hot.
Yeah, she was always quite a cool character.
No wonder you fucking was always playing this game.
Then this is the Mad X head, which was painted by Mike Mignola, and it was sculpted by Troy McDavitt.
Yeah, I mean, this is what that piece, it needed it. It really needed another head like this. This is what it needed because I fucking hate that head on her.
Yeah, it looks fantastic. This does.
This looks amazing. Yeah, it really does look nice.
Really great work. And then this is the custom Thor head, same team. So Mad X, painted by Mike and sculpted by Troy. This goes on the Breaker of Brimstone, and this piece again I really like it as well. That's on the statue.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. So, actually, congratulations to Mad X. He just got married.
Oh man, huge congrats, bro.
Quite surprised he got someone to marry him, but yeah, he done it. I'm joking.
What are you talking about? He's got loads of fanboys. He could have married anybody.
Yeah, I'm joking. In all honesty, right, when we first got into the hobby and stuff, I did speak to him a couple of times, and I thought he was a bit of a dick. And then I've spoken to him much more in the last maybe year and a half, and he's actually, I think he's just very blunt. It's just the way he comes off. So, like, we actually get along quite well.
I have never really spoken to him until I got the Sabretooth, and I literally reached out to him out of the blue and just asked him a few details because I was in the process of doing a deal for it, and the guy just couldn't be more helpful. And I mean, that's all that matters. I don't give a fuck about anything else. I don't give a fuck about anybody's got to say about anybody. I don't care. If I reach out to somebody, I send somebody a message and say, look, you know, I'm thinking about doing this deal. Can you tell me how many were made? Who did this? Who did that? What about this? And he answered all my questions, and he was really polite. And so, if you don't like him, I don't care. But I'm not talking about you. I'm just saying, like, some people just don't. Some people just don't like people. You know, some people don't like us, and they have, you know, this hate, and it's like you think, did I fuck your wife? I don't get why you're so, you know, why you're so bothered. But people just are. For notice what I was talking about earlier about like just the negative part, like, you know, you're so negative. But like, where's the hate coming from? What did I do? And the truth is, you know, I get off my ass and try and do something, and other people don't, and it pisses people off. And he's another prime example. Maddox, another prime example. He's trying to make moves, doing his thing, doing this, doing the other, and people just, it's so easy when you're not doing that to just be like, oh, fuck him, you know what I mean? That's so easy. It's so easy. It doesn't take any work. It doesn't take any effort at all to do that, but it takes effort to go out and put the deals together and get the artists in to make this head so that other people have another option. That's what takes the work. That's creating something. And,
it's a gamble as well.
It's a gamble, yeah, of course it is. Every piece is a gamble. You're only as good as your last fucking piece anyway. But I've never spoken to him, never had a conversation, and I just asked him some questions, and literally the same day he got back to me, answered my questions. It was really nice. It was nice to talk to him. It was a pleasure. So
no, he is actually a top guy, but I actually do think if you read through our PMs to each other, we're quite rude to each other actually.
Well, he would suit you like that. That's the thing, because you're a bit of a dickhead and all. So
I think if you read through our PMs to each other, it basically says I want, I'll message him and he'll be like, "What the fuck do you want now?" kind of thing. And, but no, he is, he's a good guy. So looks great.
I love the slits in his hair as well. It's the thing.
Oh, I forgot to do I was meant to put in a picture of the whole base, but I forgot to do it. So this is the base on the Magneto Triumph by Graven. So this is basically the update of the paint by I don't even know how to pronounce his name. SSOL Soul. The painter.
I've got a shitload of Soul beers in my fridge. I quite like Soul.
Yeah, so this is where they've done the separation, and I really, really hope that the factory can replicate this because it's rock on rock, so it needs to pop, and it's going to be really, really hard. So you've got that kind of grainy, sandy kind of rock on top, and I mean, look at that Cyclops looks awesome. Rogue in the back.
Isn't there like water going around that bit as well?
I think where his arm is it here?
Yeah,
I think it's right here. There's a clear resin
part
or it could be the other side where it has Professor X in the water. Yeah,
that's cool.
And then
that's pretty good.
So then you got Gambit. You got Jean Grey.
Psylocke. Oh, is that Jean?
Psylocke or Jean?
All right, Jean. I think Jean is that Rogue down there, or is that Jean Grey down there near Wolverine?
I thought that was Rogue.
Could be. I mean, it could be.
I've got the cover over here.
Well, you'll see it on there. I'm sure it's Psylocke.
Are you?
I'm sure it's Gambit, Psylocke, Wolverine. That may be Jean Grey or Rogue. I can't remember. And then Cyclops.
Oh, no, that's my Spider-Man box. Ain't the one.
I've got it in front of me, but I ain't got my lights on. I can't see it.
Well, anyway. So, yeah.
It is Psylocke. I'm sure it is.
I mean, that's the base. And I think that, it's looking great. I'm really, really happy with the way that's coming out.
Yeah, good to us. Nice. I mean, that's the big one for you. For me, it's the Apocalypse that they're making.
The Apocalypse looks insane.
Yeah, that's my Magneto Triumph in that one. I've always wanted a good Apocalypse in quarter scale. No one's really ever been able to deliver it, in my opinion. So, not yet anyway.
The Banshee, but this is NMK Studios, and they're working on a quarter scale Banshee. So it's new.
That's cool.
Yeah, I've not heard of the group before. They added me actually today.
That's cool.
That looks really cool. Switch out head. Yeah, looks very cool. I think it's an edition size of 60, I think, and then there's a limited blue edition as well. That's that.
Quite like the green.
Switch out hands as well. I prefer the green. Switch out open hands. I like the open hands actually. Open hands are better than closed.
I quite like the fists, but like I say, it's all preference. Yeah, just because he's flying through it.
So does your
just because he's flying through it, I think the fists work a little bit better from flying through it.
Did you not hear me?
What?
You said, "Oh, I like the fists." I said, "Yeah." So did your mama.
We've got onto mothers quick, did we?
Yeah. This is Riddler. This is my ultimate. It's not painted yet. I think all the question marks need to be done and a few bit more detail.
Yeah, a little bit more textures on the face and stuff, his eyes and all that. It looks cool though.
Joey looks a bit like that when I looked at him quickly. He looked like that guy from How I Met Your Mother.
Oh, again, we're going with this.
No. The comedy.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. You're talking about the
Neil Patrick Harris, I think his name is.
Yeah, I know exactly what you mean. It does look like that.
Yeah. So there's that. And then there's the other head there. Pretty cool piece. Looking forward to seeing that. It's all totally finished.
Yeah, it's cool.
Same people who are working on the Kingpin. So is that? Then we've got Spider-Man. So which one's this? Oh yeah, this is the is it AFI or ATF? ATF want.
Yeah, that's ATF want.
Yeah. I get mixed up because there's like AFI is that group. Yeah, ATF want. And this is the Spider-Man, so the normal version. I do quite like this. And then you got the unmasked head there. You've got different eyes. I do love the base on it. The eagle head looks great, painted really well.
No, it's neat.
And then
it's quite compact as well. It's nice.
Yeah, it's very displayable. So you've got that. You got the classic version there.
Retro.
The retro version, yeah.
For me, the only thing I'm going to say at the moment is the reds. The reds need some shading.
Yeah.
The reds are a little bit shiny and a little bit like a cartoon. Yeah. They need to sort of. I can see his tricep in that sculpt. I can see his chest and his abdomen, everything else. They need to shade that shit in because it's very much not. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Just to give it another depth.
Because you see what I'm saying there. Look at the sculpt in his shoulder and you can see his traps.
Yeah.
And you can see sort of even the start of his his whole fucking collarbone and everything. And I just think that needs to be highlighted a little bit more with some shading.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't look like it's shaded there. It could be that it's too much light on it and it's subtle, but it doesn't look like it's shaded very well there. It needs to be shaded more.
It looks like it is under really heavy light.
It does, yeah. That's why I said that. Just in case, though. Sculpt looks good. Pose is nice.
Yeah, really good. Nitro 17 says so. It's not just me. It's a bit shiny. Like Spider-Man. Yeah, agree.
Mate, you know me.
Lucas P. Hey, dudes, you take any roids?
Nah, man. Unfortunately, if I did, I'd probably be in a lot better shape. Getting old.
Then that's the back of it there as well. We see the spider on the back, and you see his bum. His glutamus maximus, and then they got the negative zone, which is kind of like a Spider-Man 3 version. It looks more like. Yeah,
it looks cool though.
Yeah.
Not as cool as yours, but it looks cool.
I got that. These are all sold out. I'm pretty sure.
Wouldn't be surprised.
Then this is the Green Goblin.
This looks the shit. This.
I really like this, and I'm really close.
Do it. Pull the fucking trigger out. Get it done, man. Just do it. Do it now. Kill me. Do it now.
Unmasked Osborn head there as well. You got him where he holds his mask in this hand. He's got a bomb in his hand. So yeah, he's got a lot going on here. Not really a fan of this head.
It's a nice ad though.
Yeah, it's nice ad.
It doesn't really go because the body doesn't match the head.
I would.
It's a nice head. It's a nice ad. Like you know what I mean.
I wouldn't stay in the box for me, but I do like all the other ones. Get a little bust to put on as well.
Sweet.
Figure this in the house. There you go. What do you think about we got there at the end, Dave? This one then is the D-Bass Venom. So this one actually's got some switch outs, which makes it like really different. I quite like
this. This isn't bad. It's all right. It's okay. I kind of like the Prowler type version.
Yeah, I prefer this.
It's a little bit over textured again. It looks a little bit like a fucking avocado. It's just a bit much. It's just a little bit much for me. I kind of like a heavy, like a medium sort of,
Yeah, no, I mean, I like this version. This look for me, I like. I don't like that. You can switch out.
That's some YMCA shit going on there.
Yeah, young men. I'm not a fan of that pose.
Yeah, that's no.
I mean, to have that option to switch it and make it look so different is
it's
great.
not.
But
No, I disagree because I think if you're gonna have such violent like switches like that, they're going to be seams. And to be honest with you, you want if you're going to have like things like that. Like for me, like the best Venom statues have no seams.
Yeah,
they have no seams, and that's what you want. Like to change it for it I mean, this is decent, and then the arms up is awful. So I just would scrap the whole arms up shit and just do it as it is, and fill it and smooth it off and have it done. The body in one piece. That's the answer, because I don't know what the fuck's going on there. He looks like he's going to fly. That looks like he wants to try and learn to fly.
Oh, Kelly.
Well, let's hope not.
Well, yeah, this is quarter scale, this one. And so I'm just trying to catch up with the comments. Yeah, not a fan of that pose, but the other way.
Other way is better, much better.
This was then shown by Dream Figures. They did the Mummy, and they did another one. I can't remember. Oh, the Lycan, and now they're doing a Godzilla. I assume that this one is licensed because they have the legendary thing at the top there. So I assume it's licensed. Still seen the new one. Shit.
Yeah, neither have I. I've got it on still, but. I mean, I've got to tell you now, man, this is like, they don't need to fear the competition out there, because for me, Sideshow did a maquette version of this, and it is one of the worst statues I think they probably released that year.
Yeah.
It is an absolute fucking pile of shit that it was awful. That's the Sideshow one. Such a bad job.
It was just really flat. The paint was so bad.
The paint is really... It's really bad. It's so like I think they can go into this quite confident they could do a good job. Yeah.
So yeah, quite looking forward to seeing that. Apparently, there's rumors that this is going to be in San Diego Comic-Con.
Sweet.
So there's that. Then this one actually, when I went to the convention in London a couple of months ago, they had the Rosie. By Bioshock, and I was actually really impressed by it. And it made me go out and buy the game. That's how impressed I was. So I've been playing the game, been playing the first one, really good game. And now they've done the Big Daddy Banshee statue. So there's that.
That's weird.
Yeah. Well,
who the fuck is that little weird girl?
Well, she's a little sister. Basically, she has these things which are like they get people like high, and he protects her because she gives them to him. So she's like fucking his dealer, and then he protects her, and then when she gives him that shit, he goes fucking psycho and kills everyone. Yeah, it's actually quite a scary game.
That's funny.
Right, so then that's. Yeah, you see, it's red and got different color lights. So it goes red and then green.
Sweet.
So we'll go through that. So I was really impressed with the Rosie one of these. Really impressed with them. Got the clear res in there. This one, I just want to show this quickly because a good friend of ours from Hive Studios, they've done the Molten Man base for this. So I just wanted to mention that it's great to see the kind of 1/6 and the statue worlds coming together, really. So they're kind of doing the spaces on the 1/6 stuff, and it's quite cool to see.
Very cool.
They go through that. But again, I won't be buying any Hot Toys, but I go through those. Then everyone's getting on board the Evangelion pieces. So this is Infinity Studios are doing Evangelion. I think this is the number 2. You're right there. You're right there. Been a long day.
Yeah.
You're
my day
the mic as well.
My day starts a lot earlier than yours.
Yeah. Then this is the Kite Studios Colossus. So these are the ones who did the.
Isn't it Iron Kite?
Iron Kite, is it? Iron Kite?
Yes, Iron Kite. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've even written it on the top. I can see it there. So yeah, Iron Kite, Colossus. They're the ones who did the Phoenix of the convention, but unfortunately, it's very likely that this is going to be a China only piece.
No, that's disappointing.
Yeah. So there's that. This one I just had to put there because it was so fucking funny. The little Dungeon Master.
Dungeon Master. Avenger. Thief.
Cavalier. An acrobat. Barbarian. The fucking unicorn.
Yui. Yui?
Yeah, Uni.
Uni.
This also is another one of their 110 pieces.
Did you ever fancy any of them?
No.
I always like his sister who could turn invisible with the cape.
Yeah, because you've got a thing for gingers.
Oh yeah, she's red, isn't she? Fuck yeah, I have and all. Damn it! Sometimes I don't even know why. I'm glad you can see it.
Yeah, this one again. I mean, this is just one of the Iron Studios pieces, the 1/10 ones. I think cool. I think their 1/10 pieces are great. I think that's one of their kind of strong points.
Strong really line, that very strong. Yeah. So cool.
Yeah, so it's 1/10. This is
just so much detail impact into such a small thing.
This is another one, which is the Scarlett Johansson and Black Widow, and
don't see Hawkeye trying to save her there.
No, he's not. He's not called Red Skull in this though. What's he called? Like the Guardian or the Protector or something, isn't he?
Nah, I don't know. I don't know what it's called, but he's not known as the Red Skull.
Yeah, it's called something else. So there's that, but I think that is actually.
He is the Guardian really of the Stone, isn't he?
He's called something like he's the Guardian or the Protector, whatever. Then this one was scrapped, so this was the licensed Metal Gear Solid piece was scrapped. One of the
who scrapped it?
Well, they basically one of my. If you look at all the evidence around, the person making it got a license to do the Konami Metal Gear Solid. I know that they're very strict, but he's continued to make unlicensed pieces. So, they've then gone, well, I'm assuming they've gone, dude, you're making unlicensed pieces. So we're taking that away. And as I say that, fucking Atim comes in.
Why? It's not Atim's or was that Matt?
Because it's that fucking idiot Mac, isn't it?
Oh, is that who lost it?
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Then here's the O'Reilly Studios. And again, this is Evangelion again. So, there's 3 companies at the moment working on it at the same time. So it's...
Dude, it must be big. How do I not know anything about what the fuck this is?
It's just come out on Netflix. They've just released on Netflix. But it's these big fucking robots. It's kind of like Godzilla style. Big robots protecting the city. What happens if they
monsters come in?
Massive, stupid guns, so they blow everything up. So O'Reilly's working on that as well. Are you going to start wanking your fucking arm?
Yeah.
This is the update then for the barricade for Prime 1. So this looks great as well. Really nice.
I thought he looked well cool, that geezer.
Did he die though? I had to ask my nephew, who at the time,
have no idea.
At the time, my nephew was about 6, and I was like, "What happened to the police car? Did he die?"
I don't remember. He was cool though. Are you ladies' man 5'6'7"? He was made me to laugh.
Apparently, I know. B-Dub 3. There'll probably be more trash talking coming up. Don't worry.
Don't worry, your cotton socks, son.
Yeah, this is the Berserk Skull Knight, so a lot of people are really excited about this. It looks really cool, and it's going to be fucking massive. They're going to do another version, which is going to be a similar size to the Wonder Woman on horse, and they're going to do him on horse. So it's going to be like a $4,000 piece,
Shit.
But he's the funny thing is he's not really
Skeletor on steroids.
Well, the funny thing, I mean, the anime he's not in very much. I don't know if he's a big character in the actual manga.
Yeah.
I think he's only a small character. But he is quite cool. I think he comes in and fucks up Zod. There's that. All
So
candles
cool.
on the base. Again, then Prime 1 announcing they're doing Evangelion as well. We're going to be showing this at in Japan. So hopefully we'll be able to put out some films for that and show you what it looks like.
Sweet.
This is then the Goku. I think we already had this one on the one before, so skip through that.
Ryu needs a haircut.
Yeah. Then this is then what they call Queen Studios announced that they were going to do a 1/3 Joker. So then what happened was Prime 1 then come back with, we're doing one with Blitzway. I don't know whether the Queen Studios one is licensed or not, but
yeah, it's a little bit hard to follow it that now.
Queen Studios is really hard to follow about licensing, 100%. Then this is the factory with the Wonder Woman. I think this half scale.
She's doing the Macarena.
Yeah. And this is Pop Culture Shock Laura season pass. So,
I really don't like this. I just don't like this. I just don't like this at all.
I think it lacks a lot of detail.
I just don't like it. I just don't. I also am very confused by the bikini blue thing. I don't. What is that painted? Is she got that? I mean, I know that it probably is on the game. I just don't like it at all.
Yeah.
I mean, I like that bit. That bit was nice.
Yeah, but it doesn't make sense where the blue bit's going, kind of thing. Do you see?
Yeah, maybe it's like painted on. Maybe it's her like painting her skin or whatever. But I don't know with the hands up and the flag and stuff. I just don't know about it. And it's weird because when you get to the base picture, it's like they've tried to incorporate the classic black base, but they've given it some. That doesn't fit. That doesn't fit with any of their classic stuff. It's like I don't know which one.
Oh no! This is going to be a whole new line, which is going to be all females in swimsuits.
Okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, then it's not really fighting; it's a little bit more. Now that makes a lot more sense.
Well, it's
maybe I should have asked you that before. I said I'm not sure because that actually fits perfectly if that's what they're going for.
But it's kind of like, I mean, again, her thing doesn't really make sense the way, because that looks. I mean, the pink looks like bikini bottoms.
That's a t-shirt. She was wearing a t-shirt. She's taking it off. That's what's happening.
No. But if you see this part here, this pinky purple is going to be one thing, but then when you see this, it's like it's just tucked into there because there's none, and then there's none at the back. Yeah,
there must be body paint or something. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's weird. It's hard, but that's what I mean. It's confusing.
Then this is the prototypes Ken. So these are some updated shots of this, which I don't like the face.
Yeah, I really don't like the face either.
I really dislike it a lot. It looks like some actor. I can't put my finger on it, but
Clive Owen.
Looks like it. No. There's an actor who looks like him. I can't put my finger on it, but this is the
amazing. This looks crazy.
Odium, is it called Odium?
Yeah, the Odium.
This has to be sculpted by Canal, doesn't it?
Yeah, you've got to be. It's got his name written all over it.
This is like, I remember in like a long time ago, I went and I met Olivetti. I tried to do an interview, but I wasn't prepared, and it didn't come out very well. But I spoke to him, and he showed me a sketch of this, and it must have been 3 or 4 years ago. But this piece looks really good, really, really nice.
Big money though.
It's going to be like same as.
It's $925.
Is it $925?
Yeah, it's $925.
Oh, I didn't even see that it was announced. I just assumed it would be the same as.
No, I've seen it. I'm sure I've seen it. Like, sure it is. It's not. I'm sure it's $925.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, it's either $925 or $975, but it's around that mark.
Well, maybe that's to show like a reflection on how much licensing fee really costs.
What $300 a piece?
I don't know. You don't know what license. Like some Marvel license could be really expensive.
I don't buy into all that shit at all. Don't buy for 1 minute. That's where the costs have gone. It's about what can sell and what won't. How big the piece is. All the rest of it Listen, when I was, I've sold before. I know about sales. Yeah, let me tell you something. The rest, 90% of it is window fucking shop. It's bullshit. It's all smoke and mirrors and lies. If something can sell for a price, they're going to put it at that price. That's the objective, to try and do so. The rest of it, all the years I've been in this game, and people were saying, "Oh, it's more money because it's dynamic." Fuck off, man. Who the fuck do you think you're talking to? You think I fell out of a fucking tree? What difference does that make to anything?
Well,
Wait a minute. What difference does that make? The statue still has to stand up, even if it's standing up on one leg or two legs and other legs in the air. What difference does it make? What, you put in a rod in it makes a massive difference in costs? It doesn't. Give me this rubbish. Come on.
I don't know. I mean, I do think that there is some cost behind the engineering of something if they're going to make it more dynamic. If you make a museum piece, then
but wait a minute.
there's going to need less molds.
Yeah, but we know that, for example, when people do something, they have the structure of it already done. Like when they're doing on the ZBrush and stuff, and doing the body, it's already made. They just position it in a way. They just move the body on the computer in a way that they want it to move, and then they mess about with it and clean it up as best as possible. You're not like hand sculpt. If you're hand sculpting, it's a different story altogether. If you're hand sculpting it, then standing still and fucking jumping off a fucking, doing a matrix one handstand flip is completely different. Of course it is.
Yeah.
But it's not going to be the same when you're doing the whole build of it. I just don't buy into any of this rubbish. I don't buy it.
Because if you have a museum pose, when you're molding that museum pose, there's going to be less pieces than if you're molding a dynamic piece. There's going to be more molds.
But you can, you can also have a museum piece that has like more parts as well. So it depends.
Oh yeah, but we're talking about from a generic, point of view.
Yeah, but you can talk about it in a generic point of view, but nothing really is generic. There are details in there with everything. How many arms, switch outs, this, that. Now, how dynamic is the base? How many parts do you get with the piece? How many switches out here? How do the arms? How does everything go together? That's all part of it. But then the people now say, "Oh, well, it's complicated, so it costs more money." Okay, so what's the story with like simple pieces now that you're trying to charge a lot of money for?
Yeah.
Where's your argument now?
Well, that was the.
It's big. Piece? Oh no, it's big. I'm sorry, it's big. That's the reason. It's big now. It's bigger.
Yeah.
But it's not really bigger.
Was it Deadpool where they tried that?
Yeah, Deadpool was quite a complex like piece and pose and everything else. I completely get that. But I mean, there's always my point is there's always a good reason. There's always a reason. I can find you a reason. There's always a reason to charge more money.
Yeah.
I can find you a reason. I don't need any help. If you give me a piece and say, right now, you need to try and tell people why it costs that much money. I can say, oh well, it's because, it's sculpted by this person. He's very expensive. Oh, we're using this factory. They're very expensive. Oh, and it's really big. Oh, it's really dynamic. Oh no, well this one's museum, but it's really big. And the paint is really expensive. You can do this shit all day long. The truth is if they can get a price for a piece, they're going to ask for that price. I don't believe for 1 minute that $1,300 and $925, that's sort of $300-400 per piece. I don't believe that that's just, oh well, that's the license cost. I'm not buying into any of that shit at all.
Well, I mean,
prices have just gone they've gone so big now, right? They're so big that I don't know how you justify them anymore. I don't believe you can sit there with a straight face and say, this is why it costs so much more money.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't see it. I think people think now, you know what? There's a lot of interest in this. Marvel's gone massive. Like the films have got massive. Let's fucking capitalize big time.
And Tim is saying, so do you think that's why XM Colossus is more expensive than other XM pieces? Is because of the character and they think it can sell?
No, I don't. The XM Colossus is I think it's quite a big piece, but I can't actually tell you why that's more expensive. I personally can't see how that's possible because I don't think it's the most complicated piece I've ever made. I don't think it's the biggest piece I've ever made. But the one thing I will say is that XM prices have been very, very slight increases compared to others.
Well, what
I
you
mean,
have to, I mean, what people always factor in, which is
Colossus is fucking. I mean, Colossus is obviously Deadpool like popularity at the moment, and the new X-Men movies and is going to happen, and you know all of that. But I wouldn't have thought that would be the reason. It would be very short-sighted to do it that way. It could be that they're thinking like that, but I hope they ain't, because it's a stupid way to think.
what I'm saying is people kind of think about XM pieces. I mean, most of the market is in America. That's just the way it is. When we look at our statistics, most of our viewers are in America. But
Yeah,
the thing is when you look at the retail price of Colossus, I think he's like 1,050 US dollars. That's his retail price, not including shipping. So
right.
the price they're selling it for is $1,035 or $50. That's still much less than a lot of the Sideshow pieces. And it's going to be, so it's like, but obviously then I know that if you're buying something, you have to go, well, XM is so expensive because I now have to spend another $400 to get it shipped to me.
Yeah.
But it's still the retail price,
Well, that's what you're meant to judge
because
everything on. That
well, it's
doesn't
about the
happen,
retail
but you're
price,
meant
it's
to.
about the markup that the company's getting. XM doesn't get any of the fucking shipping costs.
I got to be honest. I still think that's pretty. That's a little bit, expensive for the piece itself. I would say.
Hmm.
I mean, I like the Colossus a lot, but I mean, how much is that up on the last couple of pieces they've released? Is that more?
To be honest with you, it's like if you look at Mystique, I think she was 1,200 Singapore. So
And how much is Colossus?
I think he's like 13 or 14. So in that respect,
Yeah, but
then
there's a big difference between
yeah,
13 and 14.
yeah, I don't
It's a
know.
what is it? Is it close?
I can't remember. I'll have to Google it. But I mean, with I'm pretty sure Mystique was 12.
Hmm.
And then, sorry, Colossus hasn't been announced yet, has he? 14, I think he was.
So we've gone up 200 Singapore, which is like the equivalent of what's that like? What's that like? 100 and
Yeah,
something
but
pounds.
that's the difference between Mystique and Colossus as characters.
Yeah, but then you're just saying the same thing that I've said, which is they think they could probably get more because of the character.
No, because Colossus is like a bigger statue than Mystique.
More complicated paint scheme, more difficult to do, more detail possibly. Definitely more detail base wise than everywhere else.
Statue as well.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I mean, I think what's that in dollars though? 200 Singapore, is that like $100 something, $110?
I don't know. I'm getting my little thing out.
I mean, if you're talking about $100 difference between Mystique and Colossus, then there is no difference, not really.
Well, so 1,400 Singapore in pounds is 815.
Yeah.
In dollars is 1,035.
Like you said, yeah, but I know that already.
Right, and then if you go to Mystique,
how much is 200 Singapore?
Well, if you go to Mystique, she's £700 and she's $890. So it's about $130 difference.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, when you talk about like Sideshow female versus male characters, like Hulk versus, there's a big difference. I mean, their females are like what 650, 700, and then their Hulks are like 1,300, almost double the price. So when you talk about that, it's a different game. I mean, let's compare that. How much was the Mystique premium format that's just come out, and how much is their Hulk maquette or premium format? What's the difference there in money?
What, Sideshow?
Yeah. Let's play the same game. You've got like a big muscular character, a big piece with lots of detail in Colossus, and Mystique versus Mystique. That's fair. That's a fair assumption.
Mystique was $560.
Right, and the other one is
300,
the Hulk.
1,370, wasn't he?
Right. So if we say, is that it? Wasn't he? I thought it was 13 something, 13.5. I don't know.
1,370.
Okay, so 13.70. So what's the difference in that? That's double the price, isn't it?
Over double the price.
Right. So how do you justify that shit?
Don't know.
You can't complain and say one is $100 more when the other one is double the price. How the fuck did you get there? How did you get from 700 to 1,300 or You know, that's a big jump, dude. That's a lot to justify that. Having to justify that's hard.
Well, yeah. I mean, it's a
bigger statue, more details on the base, but Colossus has all of that same. It's difficult, isn't it? See what I'm saying? You've got to ask yourself, in the end, it's a point of, you know, like Juggernaut is really expensive, but the statue's not massive. It's big, but it's not massive. They've made bigger pieces for less. But the question is that I think that Juggernaut had a lot of hype, like a lot of people waiting for that for a very long time. So I think they set their price point far too high, thinking that everyone was going to jump on it. And I think the same thing has happened.
Yeah.
I mean, but, you know, I don't know. I'm not in their board meeting. If I was, I would be saying, "No, fuck me, that's high. I wouldn't do that."
Yeah, I mean, well, one of the things with Thanos, when Thanos was 1,200, one of the things with Thanos, it was all the hype of the movies. That was a big thing. But then also Sideshow spent a shitload of money to advertise.
Marketing it. Yeah.
So that marketing costs goes into that as well.
Yeah, you pay it. You're going to pay it. People don't realize that. You do pay it. Yeah. It's hard, though. It's hard. It's a hard discussion. But I thought this was about 925, actually, this one here. And it's about the similar size to Juggernaut.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure I didn't see what the price was for this one. But again, I mean, I like the look of it. And if it's 925 compared to the other pieces, you know, with the same size, I don't think that's a bad price.
No, I don't think so either. It's got the size on here somewhere.
Oh yeah.
I don't think it's like again. It's about 25.
Sculpt is really nice on that though.
Crazy. I just hope the paint's up to par factory. That's some serious paint.
I hope I definitely hope they deliver it because.
Yeah, you are. Look, 25, 18, 22. That's a monster. It's bigger than Juggernaut, I think.
Are you sure the price has been announced? Because I can't find it.
You know, you sent me some pictures on thingy, and it's on it.
Oh yeah, 975. Yeah.
I said 925, 975. I told you that. Now, if you compare the size of this compared to the Juggernaut, I'm pretty sure this is bigger.
So Juggernaut's got to be big. Juggernaut.
Yeah, but look, 25, 18, 5, and 22. What's Juggernaut? Tell me Juggernaut's bigger than that.
Oh, God damn it. Sideshow.
This is the game. Let's play it. Let's talk about these things. I may be wrong. You may go on to Juggernaut and he's 28 by 25 by 30. If that's the case, then it's a bigger piece. But let's see.
I'm the one doing... Juggernaut's 27 inches, apparently.
Yeah, by what? By what? It's not just one place. It has to be all places.
I don't know if they've got that measurement on him.
If it's 25 by 13.
27, 14, right. 23.
Right, so then this wins. Doesn't it? Or does it? 27 is 2. 14, it loses by 4.5. So it's losing by 2.5. And how deep is it?
23.
So this is half an inch overall bigger. So it's the same fucking size, like I say. And look, I've got no screen in front of me. I'm just going off memory. How many stats should I see in a day, in a week?
Yeah, but licensing must cost that much.
Yeah, but you're still talking about a statue that costs exactly that is roughly a similar sort of size.
Yeah.
And this is $400 cheaper.
Yeah.
And can you honestly tell me, with an honesty in your heart, that there is less details on this than Juggernaut? You fucking joking. There's more detail. Right. So we already have a problem, don't we? Because this is far more detailed. It's just as dynamic and it's just as big. So where's that cost? Where have you got that cost from? $300 odd per piece.
Yeah.
I mean, although the edition size now is 400, but I don't think that was the plan. I mean, you could argue that the edition size is lower, so the cost is higher. That makes a lot of sense. So
Spider-Man 616 is saying that Odium is PVC. I think with that
means it's more expensive.
Well, with the PVC things, it's going to be the blades probably. It's not going to be the statue. But again,
I don't think so.
With the PVC thing, I'll get into that in a minute. Actually, we'll get into that at the end. We'll save that part.
We'll forget about it.
Exclusive on the left.
That's just something that slips over his head, though, isn't it? That's not a different head.
No, it's just
a mask.
And it goes right there. Look.
It's a pretty limp exclusive.
Well, yeah.
Yeah,
this is the Spider-Man.
PVC is more expensive in low runs to make. So if this is someone's asking in the comments.
Yeah.
So the common misconception with PVC is people.
We'll do it at the end. Because
Okay.
So,
we'll tell you later.
The new Spider-Man as well. So you got that in here. So a few people complaining about the squint.
That's just a Delotto sort of very popular sort of eye shape for Spider-Man these days. I love Delotto sort of covers and art, but I actually dislike his Spider-Man the most. I don't like it at all. I personally am with everyone else. I don't like the eyes. I like the big eyes.
I like the Delotto look. I really do. I think that the Spider-Man 800 cover, which someone tried to make into a statue, I don't think translates into a statue at all. But anyway, that's my thing. But I like the art. I do.
Very dynamic. I like it. Stepping on the leg and shit. It's cool.
Yeah. And you got him with all the web in there, and he's like pulling it. It looks cool. I won't be buying it personally. I've got enough Spider-Man, and personally, I wouldn't buy it. X23. So this is meant to be a production piece that they're taking pictures of now, and looks cool.
Have they got any pictures without this shit distraction going on?
No, these are all the ones with the shit distraction going on. But I saw this piece.
That's better. There you are.
Yeah.
That's fine. This is the sort of thing that they're the sort of pictures I want to be looking at, not the ones with all the smoke, all that. I've got no interest in any of that because it's just there to distract you, take your eye away from what you're meant to be looking at. What do you think?
I like it. I mean, I saw it.
Well, that's why I'm asking you, because you were really a big fan when you were there of it. I'm just saying, how does it look compare?
When I saw it in New York, I really liked it, and I think she looks fantastic. I think she looks really nice. I just think that I hope that they can engineer it properly. Just hope.
Dave, listen, mate, you don't ever have to justify it to another soul why you buy something or why you like something. Trust me, my man. If you want it and you can afford it, fuck everybody else. That's the point. It's all about yourself. This, in terms of what you have in your setup and how much money you spend, what goes in and out of your bank. Don't let anybody tell you any different. So if you want Juggernaut and you're excited about it, God bless you. That's what this whole game is about. The thing that you're going to get is just you're going to get masses turning around and saying, shit, that's a fuckload of money and it's gone up massively in the last 12 months and it's not sustainable. All of them are true. All of them points made are true, but that doesn't mean anything. That doesn't mean that you don't buy it because of that. You buy it if you want to buy it, or don't.
Yeah. So then this was Rob Newbury posted this. So this is his Godfather. He came in. So this looks pretty good. Not very good pictures by Rob, but the piece looks great. Really nice. This is on the Blitzway pieces are really impressive.
I'd love to see this in person, this one actually. And the mixed media actually materials and things they use are all top drawer and all.
Well, that was one of the questions that Rob was asking is, do you prefer mixed media or do you prefer sculpt?
Depends on the character, depends on the piece. If he's wearing a suit, it's got to be mixed media.
Yeah.
You try and sculpt that, you make it look like it belongs on the top of a wedding cake, trust me. Because you just can't get the thinness, you can't get the texture in like very well on things like suits, because suits and thick jackets, they're very hard to sort of get right. They're very difficult, because the thing is, when you wear clothes, like you've got a shirt and you've got like a waistcoat and you've got like the over jacket, which is wearing there, and you've got the bow tie, like all of those things are all completely different thicknesses, textures. They're just very, very hard to replicate, that 3D element of actual clothes versus like a 2D element where you put a couple of layer of sculpt over each part. It's impossible to get it to the same level. Impossible.
Yeah.
But like I say, if you're talking about like a Wolverine or a Captain America or something like that, then definitely it has to be sculpted. So it all depends on the horse for the course,
Well, even when you look at some of the older pieces, like one of Sideshow's first pieces, the Green Goblin, the fucking transition between sculpt and media is fucking flawless.
It's one of the best.
Amazing.
One of the best I've seen. Yeah, totally agree.
Tobias in the house, yo.
Welcome to Bias.
Welcome to the Pleasure Dome. So yeah, piece there. Then this is the XM Catwoman. I assume this one's off of their cover series.
Yeah, it's nice. Yeah, I like that idea of that. Look at the XM's Professor X compared to this. That's a great example. This smashes the Professor. I mean, I think you're talking about mixed media there. I think you're talking about mixed media versus sculpt, and you're 100% right.
Sure.
100%. It's never been translatable. Never. I mean, there's a big difference between like body armor, Kevlar, stuff like that you can do. Like for example, like the XM cable and things like that, like the t-shirt and the buckles and all that sort of shit and the armor, that can all work. But trousers, jackets, waistcoats, jumpers, you can't do it. It can't be done.
Well, even look on, which is probably a very underrated piece, is the Ledger Joker by Sideshow. The layers of mixed media on that are done really, really well.
It's insane.
Really, really well. That's really underrated, actually.
I mean, if I remember rightly, that piece has fucking socks on.
Yeah, it does.
Big stripy fucking like color popping socks.
Almost checkered colors. Yeah.
Amazing mixed media on that piece. It was.
Then this is the Colossus. Hey. There you go. So the Colossus there. The one thing is that at the moment there's only one head.
Yeah, that's a bit of an issue going forward, though.
Well, it may be a case of the other head. Like there may be another head. Yeah. It may not be approved, but at the moment there's only one head for it. I like the pose for this. It's got a powerful pose.
I love it too. Yeah, I'm down bad.
And so that's that. That's gone up for pre-order now. Love the detail inside the eye as well. So yeah,
it's nice. It's a very nice piece.
This is then the Emma Frost. She looks fantastic. This is then a convention. I think it was either France or Germany. I can't remember where it was now. But this piece looks really nice.
Seen some updated pictures of this. It looks even better now.
No, this is the newest one, though.
No, it's not. No, I saw some pictures today.
Oh, okay. But she looks absolutely beautiful.
Really nice eyes. I mean, Jesus, look at the size of Colossus there. Fuck me.
Which Sabretooth do you think is better? The Sideshow new one or the new XM?
I hate that new Sideshow one. I don't like the anatomy on it at all. I don't like the fucking base. I don't like it all. It's a shame, really, because you know what? I'm not the biggest fan of this Sabretooth either. Yeah. This Sabretooth, I don't like the stretched out leg at all. It bothers me a lot. The leg that's like hovering, doing nothing. There's something about it that in photos just isn't translating to me.
It's meant to be like leaping over, but I get what you mean.
Yeah, it looks awkward. It looks unsightly to me. But sometimes things actually look better in person. In fact, a lot of the times you have to see things in person to make a true judgment anyway. But I don't like the fact that this Sabretooth has closed hands ever so slightly. That bothers me. That they're not open. I would like to see the claws and the teeth, and I want to see the weapons. I want to see the open. I'm going to fucking slash your shit, not like I'm holding on to a couple of dice. It's his hands ever so slightly just a bit closed in. It bothers me a little bit. But when I saw the tease of the Sideshow one, I was like, yeah, man, that looks fucking crazy. And then they basically showed the whole bottom half and the whole proportion things. There's just something wrong. I can't get, for me, I think it's terrible. It's a shame because never in the history of Sideshow, and since I've been collecting, have I ever been so excited that I was going to buy it to, oh my God, I really dislike it. It's never happened to me before. Never, ever. The tease made me like, I need to buy this piece. It just looks amazing.
Yeah.
And then when I saw the reveal, I was like, oh my god, the proportions are fucked. The abdomen's all bloated and swollen, looks all fucked up. I don't know what that's going on here. Looks too thick around the waist. The legs look like short and stumpy. It was just like, nah, this is not, this is not my Sabretooth. So XM, and begrudgingly, because I don't really like the XM one either.
Yeah. Apparently, Nick is saying there's 27 display options for the White Magneto.
Jesus. Can you, if you did a change out, once a month like I do,
once a day, even if you did one a day, you got like nearly
whole
one
month.
These are just updates then for the Joker. So Joker's in the factory. He's getting ready to probably be out in the next few months. So this is a 1/6 scale.
Yeah, it's very nice. This one.
This is then a whole selection of stuff that they were getting ready. So you got Bumblebee. Oh, what's that one there? So you got Bumblebee there. I don't know what Transformer that is. Oh no, is that the spaceship that Supergirl stands on? Sorry, the pod. Oh no, it's not. I don't know what that one is. The purple.
No.
So you got
I love the little teasers. Funny, isn't it?
Yeah. So you got then the Green Goblin. I don't know if you can see it there. I don't like this sort of feathering kind of scaly
armor. Yeah, feathering armor.
I don't like that. I'm not really a fan of that, but hopefully, when it's done, I can see it properly.
That's the answer.
Like Harley there.
Yeah.
What else have we got? So, Deathstroke. I'm not sure a few other bits there.
All the teasers.
Oh yeah, you might. I think you're right, dude.
What?
Actually, I don't know. No, it looks too small.
What is it?
It looks. He said it looks like the cockpit for Star-Lord. Now it's too small.
Yeah, definitely too small.
And they ain't got wheels on that either. Yeah, then you got is that Flash or Shazam?
Shazam.
So you got that, and then that looks like Bud and Lou from Harley.
Yeah.
The hyenas. And then
Shogun Batman.
This one then was just to remind me to talk about the sellout thing, which happened. So that's actually all of the pictures now. I thought I had a picture of the. No, I thought I actually had a picture. Sorry, of the XM Sabretooth and XM Wolverine together. They look quite good together. They do match off quite well. But I don't have the picture here.
Let's talk about the PVC versus Polystone thing, shall we?
Put my laptop down. All right. So basically, I did put a post out about it the other day because there was a few people kind of kicking off and making comments and whatever else. And the thing about it all is like, I did type something out actually. So let me just get that in front of me so I don't miss anything. But if you give me a moment and not interrupt me like you always do, just for 1 second, please, George. Is that okay?
Sure.
Okay, good. All right. So basically, I put a post up on the group because.
I remember that. No, I'm joking. I'm totally.
You're not even on the fucking group, you stupid cunt. I'm gonna just. I'll tell you what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna mute your microphone. How about that? All right.
Sure.
I'm not because I probably won't be able to turn it back on. All right, so basically I said, yeah, there's a few posts complaining about PVC being used. Overall, I think the small parts of the statue are fine to make from PVC, like hair, tendrils, but making pieces like Doomsday, where the whole top half is made of PVC, is unacceptable, especially when not communicated. Yes, it will cost more to produce on small edition statues, but yeah, it will need to be communicated better. This is a costly method to produce low edition size statues, but it's a cheap way to produce high edition size statues. PVC is cheap if mass produced. PVC needs steel molds, which can cost up to 100 grand per for a statue. By making a low edition. By using it for a low edition statue, it turns a mass production method into an expensive method for low edition sizes.
Yeah.
I mean, if you make 100 or 100,000, it's still going to be that low quality material that you're using. It's still going to be the same material, but you've just turned it from like a mass produced method into a cheap method because you've chosen that method and you've chosen to make a low edition size. You've made that into now an expensive process.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So does that make sense? Right. So
sort of it makes sense. Apart from this is why, like when I was on the group, you used to send these to me, and I would clean that up for you.
Yeah. Well,
I bet you're missing me right now, aren't you?
One of the examples of a good way of doing it is, or even just an example of just costings, is XM Studios used PVC on the Carnage tendrils only. The cost of the molds was around $75,000 to $85,000, and the edition size of that is 800. So that adds around $100 of costing to each statue. Normally, the molds for silicon, for resin, would actually cost probably around $5 per mold, because you could then use, like per statue, because you can use it, say, up to 25 times.
Yeah.
So because of that, that's the costing. So when you look at it that way, it's like $95 more for that method, because it's turned that way. So what I'm trying to say is basically, I mean, there are PVC pieces out there that are fucking amazing. PVC can be used in a really good way. There's stuff in China where they do all the anime stuff out of PVC. It looks fucking insane. But I don't think Sideshow does it in the best way. I mean, when you look at Doomsday, for example, where PVC can be used to increase the quality, as in the definition, it can make you can see more definition. On Doomsday, it's muted and everything was rounded off, and it wasn't used to its benefit.
Yeah.
So, and people are complaining as well about it doesn't weigh, like PVC feels cheap in your hands and stuff like that. That's a factor too, And
it's totally a factor. It's just like I'm saying. It's how you want to interpret, isn't it? It's how you want to interpret. That's the thing.
Yeah.
It's it is more expensive process, but the material definitely is cheaper. It's just the process that's expensive to do. So why they're doing it, I can only assume it's mostly for breakages reasons.
Yeah.
It's the only thing I can think of is the fact that it's complicated. It's got a lot of bits that stick out, spikes, bolts, bits and pieces like that, and they're just panicking that they're gonna just fucked in terms of breakages.
Well, the problem is the fact that then you're being charged for that cost of it's an expensive method to do it on the low picture size, which you're having to pay, but it's not communicated well enough to the buyer. That's the problem.
Oh yeah, you're 100% right.
Because it would say this is a PVC resin polystone statue, but it won't really give you the breakdown of what is made of what,
but I mean, realistically, you go out, every day and consume food, and and the cost is this and the cost is that, and you buy yourself, I don't know, you buy yourself a milkshake or you buy yourself whatever, and you look at the percentages of what's expensive that's in that fucking cup or in that bottle, and the expensive shit there's less than 2% of, but it's how it's done, isn't it? Sometimes that stuff's just not communicated. You don't really know it. You don't really know it's there. I mean, that's everywhere. You buy tomatoes, and these tomatoes cost £1.50, these tomatoes cost £3, and you think, what the fuck? And it's sometimes it's packaging, and sometimes it's other things. It's it's all there. The costs are never avoided, not to the consumer. They're never avoided. You pay in one way or the other.
Looking at Galactus, I mean, that's plastic, isn't it? That piece there. So it's not a new thing to have plastic elements on statues. Polystone is a process of making it where it's like marble dust, but it's plastic as well. It's polystone.
Yeah, the only problem is really like you're saying. I think by today's standards, there's a lot more elements that are being used for PVC, and as we've seen with Doomsday, unnecessarily so. I think that they used it bad for, and I don't know why. You know, the fact he's like squidgy and his head's a squidgy and you can throw his head across the room and not break it, that's no good.
Yeah.
That's no good.
Well, you know, so that's kind of like with the Doomsday head, for example. You know, that's on what was he? He was $1,200 or something.
Yeah.
So the method of making that head is the same method as how they make fucking like Funko Pops and whatever else.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like the fact that they're making 10,000 Funko Pops, so you're paying $10 for it or whatever.
Yeah.
But because they've made the edition size of this and they've chosen that method, that's why it's expensive.
Yes.
But, you know.
Yes. That's it.
Yeah. But the thing as well, is actually Polystone, funny enough, is actually a really, really dirt cheap product anyway. So there's a misconception that Polystone is expensive, and it's not. It's really cheap.
Well, that's it. That's but maybe, you know, the process of it, the art that's involved in it, it's difficult. It's a difficult one. The whole thing is very complicated, and like I say, to be honest with you, like, you know, in the community at the minute, there's a lot of voices, and you know, a lot of people making lots of bold statements, but don't probably know what they're talking about, and that's half of the problem. You're just putting fuel onto the fire, aren't you? Like, sorting out like I was talking about earlier about feeding the negativity, feeding the hate, getting people riled up, causing the issue, and just politely stepping away and letting it all continue while you've just come out with this big fucking statement and just riled everybody up. But that's the problem.
I definitely think though a company like probably Sideshow, because they got the means to do it, or even like XM or any of the other guys who are at the factory all the time, they should put out a video of you know, just to educate people
the process
on the processes and say, this is this process, this is why we you know, this is the effective way to use it, and the costs, you know, blah, blah. I guess they won't be able to say the cost, because then people then look at it and go, well, that costs that much to make and I'm paying you this, because then you know, that's how people are.
Yeah, that's exactly how they are. But I also think that what needs to be done, like we were talking about, is there needs to be the small print.
Yeah.
Where like I was talking about with like an orange juice or with tropical fruit juice, or you know, this vitamin drink, you look in the back and the stuff that's good for you is like fucking less than 2% of it. The rest of it's shit. The ingredients that is in there that's filling it up is shit, and it's cheap, but you're paying £3 for the drink. That's how it works. But there needs to be the small print where you look in the back and you can see what those percentages are. And I think that's what a statute like the Odium, you know, needs, where you basically say, you know, PVC elements, and then it basically would bracketed saying, you know, swords, blades, hair, whatever those elements are. Polystone elements, body, you know, base, you know, like things like that. I mean, that's really, you know, we're in, you know, that's what we're after. We're after clarity. We're in it, like I was saying, we're in an information overload age. We want to know now, and we want the information to hand fast. That's what we want. So there's no reason, other than deceptive, you know, bullshit. There's no reason not to tell people what's PVC and what's not. By just saying it has PVC elements, you're being vague, and then you have everybody touching the statue kind of think that's PVC. I think that's PVC. I think that's PVC.
Do you think the line between toys is thinned by them using PVC?
Yes, a little bit it is, yeah. It can be if there's too many elements.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's the communication side is the main part.
It is.
And I mean, like, just because I'll go back to just because you're using a mass production way of doing something on a lower scale to make it expensive, it doesn't make it a better way of doing it. And
no,
you know, that's my problem with it. And the thing about it is, I know that there are things out there which are PVC and are done really, really well. Some designer toys are done really, really well, like out of PVC only. And some of the stuff in China where they have all the anime, like the One Piece stuff, it's PVC. But the thing is like they do it properly. They use it for what it's they
best at what it's best
so
for.
they'll get they'll get the extra detail that you can get from PVC and resin, and they'll do that. But with I don't know, on that Doomsday, it just didn't seem to do that. It just seemed to be rounded off, and it just didn't seem to work. I don't know. Yeah. All right.
It's a hard one. Like I say, it's a hard one. It's a difficult element to sort of get round. You know, you're going to have purists, and you're going to have but I think I agree with you 100%. I think if you're using it for what it's best for, where the details will be, the most relevant and the most like eye-popping and the best it can be, then obviously that's how you do it. I mean, you look at, for example, the custom stuff and the way that they do hair out of Polystone. That's fucking horrible. It's not great how they do hair, because you just can't get that sort of thinness and that sort of delicacy, that delicacy into it. It's just not possible. So there has to be those type of elements that really bring that sort of alive.
Yeah. Stuart Murray says there's a bit of pill to swallow having the Doomsday and the Prime 100 Superman next to each other. Superman towers above Doomsday, and he was $300 cheaper.
Yeah. I mean, it's you got to ask yourself. Yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah,
that's exactly the point, isn't it? You've got this monster of a statue. I mean, is the details on that Doomsday? Are the details on that Doomsday better than the details on that House Superman? I'd need to see the pair of them to discuss that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think scale necessarily makes things more expensive. I think there is details and elements and other things. I mean,
if they're going to go down the PVC route and they're going to start doing things like that, then there are companies. I mean, Hot Toys faces, aren't they PVC? So then, like, if they're going to do anything out of PVC, why the fuck don't they do heads out of them?
Well, exactly.
If you can get that likeness and that detail that Hot Toys get on a statue, and that's your sacrifice, where you're like, okay, we're going to make that out of PVC, and that's because you can get that detail over and over again. Then that is a sacrifice I would personally be willing to take.
And I agree with you wholeheartedly. I would too.
But if they're going to say your whole upper body is going to be PVC and it's going to feel like, like a toy you pick up on the market from, that used to cost like £5 or whatever, it's just not going to do it.
Well, this is the problem. I'm not going to have to go.
Yeah, I'm going to have to go as well. I'm fucking well hungry.
Hungry? I'm going to bed. Fuck me.
We had a good run, man. That was a 3-hour show anyway. So
good. Hopefully this sound was an improvement for all of you. I don't know if you want to hear me any clearer. That's dangerous. It's probably better you miss half this shit I say, to be honest.
I might need to find a way just to turn you down a touch, but I do think it was a lot clearer, yeah.
Good. I'm trying to talk low because you said that at the start, but my wife always tells me I've got like a funny voice, like a deep voice. It travels anyway. So sorry, apologies.
Yeah,
it's not as deep as what's his name? I can know that guy.
Oh, I think Keith.
Yeah, Keith. I think he nearly gave me an orgasm just speaking once or twice. That guy. Fucking hell, the deepness of that voice. Fucking went right into my nuts. That did.
What was he?
Like a voice actor and things. When he
I know that. His name was like
Keith Brown.
No, but he had like another name, didn't he? In the end, he changed it from Keith Brown to like Carcinogenic, or no, not Carcinogenic.
Can't remember.
Calisthenics, Bronx Calisthenics was his name, or no?
Something like that. Could be. Yeah. Can't remember. But anyway, thanks for jumping in and joining us.
Watching, and do the usual like, comment, subscribe, share. Click on the old thumbs up, and thanks for watching.
Peace.
All right. Peace.